but it is in fact a terror. No, it's actually all right. It's all right. It's okay. Just already ready to call that castle tower small key for that go mode. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a pod key of the big ride.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, pod small key, that one thing that's extremely skippable. If these runners know what they're doing. But yeah, interesting. We got all dungeons, key sanities, standard start. So of course they're going to go through the Hyrule Castle escape sequence. Uncle assured, so that they're both going to start with a sword. And normal mode. So basically super casual, but in a journey race.
It's just a friendly race between a Dark Link and a bunny.
Yeah, you know, normal everyday stuff in the land of Hyrule. I'm curious to see what exactly of the items we are going to find here in Hyrule Castle. Anything that's going to kind of give us any sort of direction outside of just the usual go straight to Kakariko and do your business. Nice 3-bomb start in Link's house, allowing them to not have to worry about farming bombs in here. Because, of course, there's a section in the back of Hyrule Castle that requires a bomb to get to 3 more chests that these players will 100% more than likely want to accomplish. So,
yeah, nothing good so far in the actual drops, though. We've seen a fairy, and then I guess they got a heart piece, which is so. But the 3 bombs will be enough, I think.
They got a heart drop. Like an enemy drop?
No, I thought they got like a heart piece from, was it their house, maybe?
No, here we go. No, I think those are the bombs.
I'm pretty sure they got a heart piece at some point, Willard.
I'm pretty sure they did too.
The most recent chest, then.
Maybe they got a fairy, though.
A fairy came out of one of the kills, yes. Can't tell if you're messing with me.
No, I would never. I would never do such a thing. Oh, there's a nice little big 20. We are, of course, going to be needing at least 100 rupees coming up in Kakariko for that bottle vendor, and really early flippers allow our players to route in the Zora's Domain area.
It's kind of nice if you don't find the pearl early, so you can not worry about having to do the fake flipper water walk now.
Yeah, the only bummer thing about this is, you know, with key sanity, since there's, you know, a lot more items in the general pool, it's a little bit harder to find rupees, I've noticed. So a lot of players will go for the Houlihan play early to get that sweet 225, and with flippers, it kind of makes things a little bit harder. And our first small key is to Ganon's Tower. All right.
That'll be used real soon. And by that, I mean pretty much never.
You never know. This is all dungeons. We could easily get a Pendant Mire with Flute and Required Medallion in GT.
Oh, like, God.
Late in GT. It's highly possible.
It does happen very often.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these sadistic people chose this mode, Willard?
This was from the higher seed, Eriror. This was his setting, and he's a madman. But this is kind of one of those. I feel like this is one of those situations where Eri feels like he has a better execution over his opponent, so he's picking an extremely long seed, especially with it being standard, because you're just not going to skip anything, pretty much.
That is reasonable, considering Eri is, I believe, the fastest player on emulator in the regular NMG category.
This man on the left side of your screen is a top 10 gamer. Just saying that right now. Throwing that out there. He's a madman.
And he's playing on keyboard, I think. Keyboard or controller? Yeah. I don't remember.
I think he is.
I know it's emulator, but I think it's keyboard.
I think he's using RetroArch or something.
Dude's insane.
Well, there was one thing that Eri wanted, and he wanted Boots and Escape, and it's not looking like he's going to get that today, and it is already putting me to sleep.
You'll get them in Eastern or Sahashala, just how he always gets them.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So, very early, first Swamp Small Key, or first and only Swamp Small Key, plus the flippers. I mean, That's it's gonna be interesting for later.
Yeah, we're a mere and whatever dark mode access away from getting the first chest of swamp and the bomb wall. Sure hope that doesn't come into play as like the hammer or a hookshot or something annoying.
Oh, you never know. We could get that beautiful hammer and swamp. It's happened. I mean, it's kind of the nice thing about key sanity in general. Well, hold on. Let's see what's back here. We got a small key for... Ooh, Thieves Town. That's also good. $50 and a compass. That Thieves Town small key will be used to open up the room that leads to the big chest. So it's nice to get that one out of the way early. Unless this ends up being one of those seeds where you kind of have to go to Thieves Town without the hammer, which is less good. But yeah, the nice thing about key sanity is I feel like you can play a lot more risky. You can make some sort of plays into dungeons you can't... I mean, you're more than likely going to make plays into dungeons you can't complete multiple times. Like, there's a good chance we'll see a quad dip of at least one dungeon today, maybe. At least a triple. And this... Ooh, nice Moon Pearl. And a save and quit from Eri, so this might be a quick trip down to South Shore. What an interesting opening.
Yeah, this is an interesting play as well. He does have the bombs to do everything in this direction, so it's not completely surprising. Maybe he's kind of leading on this flippers hint, but it's a bit early to dive this without the money, although in key sanity, as you mentioned, you don't get a lot, so maybe he just doesn't expect to have the money for Zor.
Yeah, he might be going for, you know, maybe trying to find a bottle or the flute. Something to make his trip to Kakariko as efficient as possible.
Yeah,
or
just go for the gloves and hammer so that he can just go straight into the Dark World.
Yeah, that's possible too. We got $50 in the Lost Woods for Mikan. So that puts him into a bottle vendor range. It's good to get that one out of the way. And
because of the money around Kakariko, while you do that stuff, you'll be able to pay for bombs as well. Well, now we definitely can. There's 30 in Blind's Hut and 20 in the well, so he should be able to get bombs if he needs them.
Okay, well, this is even more interesting, going straight for Agina's Cave. This is a location that I feel like the majority of players will just put off for as long as they need to, hoping they can find the flute or the ability to do desert, which would send him over here. So there ends up being something really important here. This is going to be a nice little advantage for Eri.
Yeah, this is a pretty big play. It could be huge if he has something important here. I'm guessing it's just going to be a key, so it won't make a big impact. Not even.
Ouch. Well, that's not a big deal. It's fine. He'll bounce back.
It's not a big loss for him. And I think... No, he's still going to go this way. Okay. I was going to say, with the flippers, he could go a different direction. Ooh, Mikan getting a Master Sword. Not important right now, but a lamp away from Mega Tower. Well, and keys.
Silvers.
Silvers, nice. Fortunately for him, the keys of Mega Tower are required before he uses that as access, so that's it's not on his mind, I would hope. Maybe he'll find a book and we get some tablet checks before we go up the mountain.
Man, something as simple as picking up a bomb in the previous screen and still holding it through the transition to open up the door a little bit faster, like, it's just like little micromanagement things to like save time is just great. I'm learning something right now. We got bombs. We got a heart. We got blue mail. We got small key to skull wounds. And 10 arrows.
Staring down that thief there.
Yeah, I saw that. And we got a Turtle Rock small key and apparently the hammer in the bottom of the well.
So we are as well.
Already a glove away from that Dark World access for Mikan. So it looks like the standard Kakariko route so far being the better route.
Yeah, although if Eri finds gloves here, he's going to be pretty happy doing his choice as well, because it will mean he can just walk into the Village of Outcasts, maybe skip out on the maze race at some point.
Yeah, I like going the south route from Link's house to Kakariko just to get eyes on the maze race.
Depending on how Eri reads this part, though, he's now skipped over the bottle or the hobo, and it's kind of a one-of location, so he might have to swim all the way there and then all the way back to go to Zora's domain, which I guess you normally would from this direction, but you kind of do that with the island check, so it's a bit of a off location.
Yeah, it's a tough choice.
Oh my god!
There is our glove. All right, so Something finally showed up for Eri over in Ice Rod Cave. Mikan on the at the same time picking up the Skullwoods big key from the tavern, back of the tavern. So that's one more check that he'll be allowed to get while he's over in the Skullwoods area. So, and this will be Eri's trip over to Kakariko, which will end with him more than likely going to the Dark World unless he decides to go back and do like Hype Cave or whatever, start instead.
Yeah, this is going to work out quite nicely for him. And he definitely wants more bombs because he's going to go into the Dark World with just a sword. It's a good sword. Don't get me wrong. He'll be okay. And he'll move up to a Master Sword.
Yeah.
The bombs will make sure he can kill some stuff that might get in his way without him having to risk his life on 3 hearts. Although he does have blue mail.
Okay, so I missed on Mikan's side, but see it on Eri's side. That was a map over on the Maze Race, which generally is very important. I don't know. It's a pretty useful item to have. I think in all dungeons it doesn't matter as much because you're gonna have to do every dungeon anyway, so you're not like worried about picking the wrong dungeon that ends up being a pendant. For people that don't know, in Key Sanity, you don't know what the crystal or pendant dungeons are. If you check your map, you'll see nothing. You get nothing. The only way you can figure out what they are is by either completing the dungeon, finding the maps to those specific dungeons, or talking to Sahasrara, he'll tell you where the green pendants are, or talking to the big bomb shop vendor in the Dark World, he'll tell you where crystals 5 and 6 are. Which, in my opinion, is one of the cooler aspects about Key Sanity.
And the music is shuffled, so you can't even try to use that indicator. I know a lot of people have tried that on their first couple of Key Sanity. So nothing too special here. We've got Mikan doing pretty much what Eri just did. We might see the Zora play though. Depends on how he feels about going straight there or going to the Dark World first, because he probably will get gloves from Ice Rod Cave before he decides to go to Catfish, or not Catfish, the Zora area.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. People like to route the Zora's domain stuff differently.
Yeah, and he doesn't have exactly enough money, so
he might bank on there being more rupees in Waterfall Cave, and go for the Zora play, or at least see what's on the Zora ledge. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and
we'll see.
If he finds a stun object in the last 2 or 3 checks that he does on the way there, he could use it to farm some money, depending on what the stun prize is. But that's kind of a far out of the way thought in his mind right now. He's not counting on that at all.
Alright, so this is good. We're not... Both players are going to be roughly acquiring Dark World access around the same time. The last thing we want is to be a completely one-sided match. That's not fun to watch.
Yeah.
No, save and quitting out. All right. So is this going to be straight to Hype Cave play for Mikan at this point? Looks like it.
Yeah, I would say that's a good choice. And there's not a ton that he skipped. Agana and the Zora stuff, just not really that important. I think he's going to Eastern first, and he might even use the pod access.
Early pod play would be pretty interesting, especially without lamp or even pod keys at this point.
It looks like he thought about checking the aisle and then realized he had flippers and he would just get stuck in the water for a bit. So he just set it up.
Yeah, just as long as you don't forget to check that at one point.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have the mirror right now, so it's not important. But yeah, you gotta at least look at that, because there's been so many races, maybe not recently, but at the start of the tournament goings, that I've seen people not check that and get really... To
lose it to something that's like in plain sight is really unfortunate. Hey, we got a map to T-Rock. And a small key, too. Dark Palace. And a save and quit from Mikan.
It's not a bad map to get, because T-Rock is really an annoying dungeon. Well, I guess it's all dungeons, so you're going to be doing it anyways. But you kind of need to know how early you're doing. Sometimes getting all 7 crystals as fast as possible and checking getting sour is a good play.
Alright, so Dark World access pretty much simultaneously from both players. Each of them making like a couple extra checks along the way, so we'll see which one of these routes pays off for them.
Yeah, I really liked Ares' route in this because of the path he chose. It let him wrap up into the Lost Woods to check the tree and such, and then head down to the portal, which is normally an annoying walk. So that was well routed. Somewhat fortunate because he didn't know he was getting hammered, but still a really well designed path that he.
Yeah, if only he had the book as well, so he could have slipped in a ped check at the time.
Yeah, that would have been pretty much perfect for him.
Ooh, nice red mail already. Basically baby mode for these players. And
A very stylish bunny.
Another GT small key here in Hype Cave. So not really a very good Hype Cave, in my opinion. So, well, in most people's opinions. Though I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be very happy to have red mail with only 6 hearts in the Dark World.
Yeah, that would make me feel pretty comfortable, because some of these things hurt. Some of them are really hard to avoid too, like the Gibdos can be a pain when you're dealing. They have a lot of health.
Alright, so apparently I missed it earlier. Skull Woods is the green pendant. We have a Pyramid Fairy Crystal at Palace of Darkness and Ice Palace.
Yeah, Mikan going heavily into checking those information bits from the NPCs. I kind of forgot Sahashila would give him that hint, so I wasn't paying attention when he checked.
Alright, let's see what our good pal Stumpy's got. He's got a Fire Rod for us. Wow, so that's going to make Mikan's trip into Skull Woods a one-time deal.
Yeah, he does have the big key already, so it is a 100% completion when he finally heads there. Arian getting a little bit tricked by that fire bar, dunking him down.
Skullwood's not really shaping up at all. We got a few hard pieces, some money.
Yeah, fortunately we got the small key. That's a little bit nicer.
Single arrow from Digging Game, but Mikan's gonna dig up a little bit more money. We also have the Palace of Darkness big key, so your guess at the go mode item was wrong.
Dang it.
You tried.
What was yours? I need to make fun of you.
Castle Tower, key number 2. Which in my opinion is probably a really safe bet. It's like betting on the person that wins every single round.
Has one item locked behind it. And did we get a lumberjack words?
No, we haven't yet.
So we don't know if that second key is locking anything yet, but we'll see. Not that we have the first yet.
A heart piece at Bumper Cave area with a half a heart. Gotta be a little bit careful here. There are some enemies that will kill you if you're not careful.
Yeah, he's on blue mail, but that's still pretty much everything in the Dark World. But he wishes he had that red mail.
Dude, we got some cross-worlds high-fiving going on right here. So I'm very curious to find out what is going to be in the back of Skull Woods. There are, of course, 2 items back there and the green pendant. So that's something to think about.
Yeah, and we got the map to Pod. Not useful at all if he were to talk to the person that would tell him this information. But now he can find out that Pod is, in fact, the red crystal, as Harry has not gotten that information.
Barry also did get the map for Eastern Palace, so he'll know the entire East Palace area. And what item... Oh, well, there is that book.
That's a good find, honestly, because now when you go up the mountain, you can knock out the Ether Tablet on your first go, and you don't have to worry about that ever again. It's really annoying to try to route that in after you've been to Hera and you've cleared that section of the map, so it's really not going to be a problem at all anymore, and he'll probably... Well, I guess because it's Key Sanity, he could end up back at Hera again, but that section of the mountain might be a one-time clear.
Got the Ice Palace big chest, or big key right here in the first chest of Thieves Town. Yeah, my favorite is when you go up to Ether and mirrors on the Ether tablet or something like that. Like, of course, naturally. Is that a small key to Desert?
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty good one as well. Desert often has something. I don't know why. I really...
Ooh,
oh, yeah, hit in.
Sneaky. Sneaky boy. I hate that. I hate that when that happens at Thieves Town. What's worse is I'm sure Ari was going to do a Death Warp once he got to the other 2. Since I don't believe he has the Thieves Town big key, but... gotta watch out, man. Those little overpasses, they sneak up on you.
Yeah, you gotta watch for that guy. You gotta watch for them, but I don't think at any point was that guy visible. I think you just hit him.
No, he's just camping there.
Walking up and down under the bridge so you can't see him.
Oh, baby. Some boots already. That's not bad. Less than 20 minutes.
Yeah, the seed feels pretty good so far. Well, I was gonna say you're getting a lot of maps or information, but never mind. Ganon's tower information does not exist.
And dead. All according to plan. Also, I don't think he actually checked this chest that Mikan is checking right now. So.
He did.
He did? Oh,
yeah.
Was this the Eastern? What was this?
I don't remember what it was, but he checked it real quick. Like
maybe it was the pod.
He was fast through that door.
It was a heart piece. He might have done that first.
His
all right.
NMG practice led him through that at hyperspeed, and we barely got to watch it happen.
He's just too fast. That top 10 speed, man. Just can't predict it.
He used the strat. It was pretty sweet.
All right, so, well, this is interesting. I'm still, I'm very certain that Mikan will eventually make his way into Thieves Town after doing Skullwoods. Unless, for whatever reason, he finds some sort of fancy item back here that might send him elsewhere. That'll be interesting.
Harry has no need for cash, even though he hasn't paid for Zora yet, but, I mean, Zora is a one place to get money.
Do the archery...
He's okay. Probably only needs about 300 more rupees for the rest of the game, and that shouldn't be too hard to come across. Oh, that is a really valuable item.
And Eri, well, yeah, here's the thing for Eri. When is he going to go back there? I mean, he has stuff to do, but, if you already have a dungeon you can go complete, I could see him heading back there sooner than later. But with these boots, it might actually send him over to Pyramid Catfish. I know I would go that way if I had the boots this early.
You kind of want the hookshot or the mirror before you go up the mountain anyway, so it's not a big loss, but at the same time, when he gets one of those, there's a good chance that he decides to walk through the dark room instead of go into Skullwoods and find that flute, so it's, you never know how that might play out in the future. That's a nice bomb throw, I like that.
Yeah, I didn't realize, I'd seen that before, how big of a hitbox that bomb has for blowing up that wall.
Yeah, I know the mini Moldorm one is really generous, and you can kind of toss it far to the left and still line that up nicely, but I didn't know the Hype Cave one was so easily thrown.
Oh, Mikan. Skibdo is giving him the business. So what he's trying to do
through
is
the spike.
He's trying to, yeah. So you can either just fire rod shot him, but you can slash into him and hit him into the spike, and he'll take what? Gold sword damage?
Gold sword damage.
Which is only 2 gold sword slashes to kill the Gyptos. If you knock him into the spike twice, he dies. And it's faster. But he wasn't doing very well at that.
Can't believe he went through the spike on one of those. That was insane.
That's funny. Nice Mothula fight. Given his weaponry, we got a small key too. Palace Darkness.
Another good find, because they're probably going to head in there pretty soon, and that'll be a little bit more access for me.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Mikan now has portions of Death Mountain accessible to him. That flute's going to give him some good routing options at the beginning to save time.
Yeah, I think a big thing that they might be thinking about right now, based on what they have, because we see a Flippers, a Fire Rod, a Hammer, we see a small key and a big key to this dungeon. Ice Palace is looking real.
Yeah, I just got to find those stinking mitts.
Yeah, really want to get those mitts in, because that would be a nice check right now. Because mitts doesn't really help us with anything right now, but it would get us like a full clear. We would have to bomb jump because we don't have a cane or a hookshot, but that's not a big deal to these people.
Yeah, I think right now mitts would get us into the Mire area to check Mire's shed. Yeah. It'd allow us to do a slow blacksmith check without the mirror, as well as Peg Cave. And yeah, trip into Ice Palace. Alright, well, let's see if Eri is immediately heading back after checking some Bonk Rocks. He might even check... I wonder if he would check Lumberjack yet.
I think it's a good time to do that. You got the boots, and you're not going to be in this area again, unless you plan on walking up the mountain dark. Hey, look, more Ice Palace information, but he talked to the Big Bomb vendor recently, and he already knows that one too.
Don't...
Harry finding both maps of the red crystals pretty much around the same time as he talked.
Oh, this is looking like one of the other setups you can do for the Houlihan. Just bomb yourself into this hole, and it sometimes works. Let's see if it works.
Also probably means he's going to go to Hobo and
Didn't work.
Zora domain. It did not, unfortunately.
That's a bummer. So Houlihan is this kind of weird room where I think it has something to do with you like messing up the camera and dropping down a hole and the game gets confused and it's like, hey, we're gonna just throw you in this catch-all room that has 225 blue rupees and a tablet on the wall that says congratulations to the winners of the previous tourneys.
Yep. Every room location in the game has a set position to send you if you fall down a hole. Even rooms that you're not supposed to fall down holes in have that, so you'll get sent to weird places if you're doing some major glitches. That's not important right now, but the overworld doesn't have like rooms to send you to. So instead, if you fall down a hole with your screen unlocked, it doesn't know what to do, and the base set is to send you to the Houlihan room.
Ah. The more you know. All right, so Mikan will be getting his boots soon as well. He'll probably go back once he finishes Village of Outcasts to activate his flute. And might be heading over to where Eri is right now. Of course, they do have that Desert Palace small key, so they can get at least 4 items here. We did see Ether Medallion on the Desert Ledge, so it's going to be, 5 items total for Mikan.
That's 2 pieces of information we've discovered for medallions. I believe Bombos was on Lake Hylia.
Was it?
I think we've seen Bombos.
Oh, well, there you go, Eri. Didn't have to do Houlihan. There's your 300.
That works out really well for him. He's not feeling any punishment from that.
So yeah, at this point, I mean, unless something is in here that directs us where to go next, we do have...
Oh my.
That. So that gets us up to Death Mountain, at least up to the Hera area. We can check Ether Tablet. Then with the hammer, they can go East Death Mountain, check all of that. Paradox Cave, Spiral Cave.
It's also good information. West Swamp is dead, I believe. I saw bombs, maybe cash. I don't remember what the other item was in that.
That's really nice to know, especially in Key Sanity, because that's just one of those locations with so many more things you're looking for in Key Sanity. If you go for an early swamp play, you might as well just go ahead and check it. Everything. Yeah. And knowing now that they don't have to do that, it's pretty nice. Here's the thing, though. Will Eri just sequence break up Death Mountain now?
I probably would. You've got a lot of access on that, which is unfortunate for the checking the flute location, which is in back of Skull. No. You won't be doing that.
You got a small key at Lumberjack.
It's okay. There's plenty of dead small keys. It'll be fine.
Which could, it could be a Meyer key. It could be a Skullwoods key.
This looks like it might be a pet check before maybe a Dark World trip. And with the mirror, he could do back a swamp into the pet check. So actually, this might help him. He might check flute, or get the flute because of this.
Back a swamp into pet check? That's a cool route.
Skull. Dang it.
Where'd you come up with that one?
It's glitchy stuff. Leave me alone.
Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, I agree with this. Especially because he's probably thinking, well, my opponent probably went Hype Cave to Digging Game and got that Fire Rod, so I should just go ahead and finish Skull in case there's something there, so my opponent doesn't get too big of an advantage. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, that mirror is pretty big, so let's see where Mikan goes to next. He could go up to Death Mountain. There's not much he can do there. Looks like he's going to go for the Zora's Domain checks. We got Hobo, 2 items at Waterfall Cave. I don't know if he's seen what's on Lake Hylia. And then we also have Zora's Ledge and Zora
Bunny
himself.
really wants to swim. Holy moly.
He's swimming pretty good.
Yeah, confirm the Bombos check that I thought I had seen, and they can get that. Well, Eri can't. I think the book saved Eri here. If he didn't have that book, he probably wouldn't have come here at all.
Mm-hmm.
Although he might have been thinking, because he's got not a lot of access, maybe he thought, don't go out of logic right now, because you're guaranteed to find at least something of value. So that might have been happening anyway.
Yeah, I wonder if in Key Sanity it's like sequence breaking is less beneficial. I guess it really just depends on how the seed plays out, because a lot of times it can just kind of come down to that single chain to get you into the Dark World or to get you to your next item. This Moth giving him the business, hiding up in the top corner. No trouble for him, taking him down real quick. There's a Marky.
Oh boy.
So this Zora play not really shaping up too well for Mikan yet. Let's see what we got up on the Zora ledge. We can get both items here. So if it's something useful, well, hey.
Hope we find a big key. We're kind of low on those.
Found a Burna, which logically... I wonder if that logically opens up Spike Cave.
Right now, there's still set of items. I think it might. I think Burner requires 3 or 4 hearts. I'm not 100%.
Oh, and a tempered sword from Zora himself. Nice find. Wow, tempered and silvers already. Jeez. What a nice seed. 30 minutes in. And Pedestal says... GT small key. That had said big key, it wouldn't have mattered because it's still all dungeons. But it said small key, so it matters even less. Alright, well, this is the right play for Mikan as we know it. He's going to be able to get his mirror here. And I'd only assume at this point that Ares is going to be making his way up to Death Mountain. He can sequence break, saving the old man, because it's easy. And then head on up to Tower of Hera. No big key or small key for Hera, so only 2 items in there. But either tablet check as well as heading over to East Death Mountain.
Yeah, we are surprisingly low on those big keys right now. 2 of them are just basically fetch quests, and one of them is pod, which is nice.
Alright, wow. I stand wildly corrected. Ari is going for all the Zora's domain checks that Mikan just did. So these guys are pretty much going to sync right back up heading into Death Mountain.
Yeah, unless they have some weird option that they go for, like pod or something. I don't think we're going to get a divergence after.
I don't know. When you have all of Paradox Cave, I feel like going into dungeons you can't complete yet seems kind of... It doesn't seem as good as an idea.
It's not
After
appealing.
Paradox Cave, if we don't find anything, go for it. Especially when Eastern and Pod both have that lamp requirement. Neither of these players have the lamp.
I am looking at the logic real quick, and they do need half magic or a bottle to keep that Spike Cave in check.
I feel like, well, I'm sure they both can accomplish it with, especially Ari with the amount of hearts he has, and with Boots and Burna. Be easy peasy, but
yeah,
both of them picking up their plain sight items, and you know, we haven't really seen that much dungeons yet, so we haven't really got to enjoy too much of the hint system. So we'll see some dungeons soon, guys. But no, they're gonna go up to Death Mountain because that's smart.
of course. Mikan getting this last one out of the way. He's going to be a little bit behind Ari on this mountain check, but surprisingly not by a very different route, and they're not going to be that far off of each other.
All right. Well, of course, we still need pretty much every item. We are aware of Bamos on Lake Hylia. We still need either that or Quake as well for both Meyer and or T-Rock, potentially. We still need Bow, Cane, Hookshot. Logically, we need Lamp. We need the Mitts.
There's a lot. It's a long list.
There's a lot. There's a lot of big keys, too.
Just all of them, but pod. Yay!
Maybe it's a little too early to be going down this rabbit hole of what we need to finish this seed. We need to give it another hour, and then we'll come back. We'll revisit it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that big key on the Lumberjack...
Was it a big key? I thought it was a small key.
Chat's telling me it was a big key. They were very heckling me.
Oh, was it? Oh.
But if it is in fact a big key, there is a very low chance that that is not required.
Well, the funny thing is, if these guys wanted to, they could go do Aga. Not right now, because they need 2 keys. But
Yes.
they could at least check the first chest.
Ooh, that's a nice hint.
What'd it say?
Unique items in pod.
Ooh. Man, what could that be? That could be so many things. There's still so many unique items unaccounted for in area. Unfortunately, I'm messing up the bomb jump. I wasn't looking at his lineup, so.
Yeah, I think you pushed a little low and the wall might have set him back in line, but I don't.
And Mikan takes the lead.
Really only seen that bomb jump from Zelda, so I don't know how to set that.
Did Mikan skip the hint in Spike Cave? Or Spec Cave and just
I believe he did.
Real quick peek. So, you're likely going to miss out on that unique item in pod hint, but...
Yeah, there's not a ton of unique items that are bad at this point. They did get this single arrow from digging it.
Now we're still missing, you know, both boomerangs, a plethora of fetch quest items that don't have any value, or potentially don't have value. First hint, Harris says, the Palace of Darkness big key is in Skull Woods. Hey, we got that, thanks. We got a small key to Turtle Rock, so that brings us up to 2 out of the logically required 4 small keys needed for T-Rock. But we are heading over to East Death Mountain now. Plenty of checks along the way here. If we find the mitts too, we could add a few more checks to that.
Getting that hammer off just before the tech dike hit him, so it doesn't lose too much time from getting hit by that on Mikan's.
As he gets bullied by that poor dead rock.
Yeah, it looked like he was thinking about getting the ferry and decided he doesn't really care because he's going to be coming back up the mountain anyways, maybe. Hopefully he finds mitts in here, can open up T-Rock and do a Dark World Death Mountain check on his way. There's not a lot of options left for them to get to continue their progress, so that might be a pretty likely option.
We also saw a small key on the floating island, which might be required, so that mitts plus the mirror that they have could lead to something important. Now, the scary thing is if we don't find anything up here, it might be a trip into Eastern. It might be a trip into Pod.
It might be that trip into Swamp.
The Swamp. Dude, I could totally see Lamp like first chest of Swamp or something dumb like that.
Can't be the hammer though. we ruled that one out.
Whew. Alright, what do we got? We got a big 20. We got a big key to Misery Mire.
That's useful, but not right now. It doesn't unlock anything.
Hey, maybe they'll find the myth soon and they can just go right there. They have the right medallion.
Have to find the Key to Samaria to beat the dungeon. Great.
Yeah, but that's fine. Nothing wrong with having 4 dungeons you can't complete. We got a small key too. Pot, that's 3. We got a useless Skull key. We got our first bottle with a B in it. What else we got over here? Another big key. To Desert. Oh, geez. All right, back to Desert.
A good one. So we got Desert and Sick Kid unlocked from this. Not really anything else.
So that is going to open
those
up
other dungeons we mentioned as well.
2 items in Desert at this point. It looks like Mikan is going to head back up and either check that Spec Cave hint or go for Spike Cave. That's what it's looking like. So, yeah, I don't know. A lot of options right now. They all kind of stink.
Yeah, this may not be... Well, I guess now it is in logic, because with the bottle, you can technically extend your magic. Oh, he's also getting this hint. That's going to be...
I might send him over to Pod instead.
This might send him away from the Spike Cave check, because it means he'd have to climb up again, just to go get to that Spike Cave spot.
Unless he knows his bomb jump.
Let's see. Come on, outclass top 10 NMG runner area in the bomb jump.
Yeah, because he used that bomb jump in the NMG run. Very important. Got to get that heart piece.
So it's actually useful in the 100% run.
Oh, I'm sure. Ari having a little bit of fun bonking a little bit, but we are getting that Spike Cave check from him as well. While Mikan is making his way back to Desert Palace to grab those 2 items, as well as his either second pendant or first crystal. We don't know. All right, what do we got? Sun pops. Dang. Wow, that's going to be good for Mikan.
Yeah, he's in the right area, probably.
All right, where are we going, Ari? What's the play?
Take us to Sick Kid. I want to see more things. Thank you, Ari.
Going out of his way. I mean, with Flute, this is an easy, real quick and easy play to win. There's the cape.
Ari just instantly dumps the B while he's doing this.
Just to get a map for Swamp. All right. A lot of maps early, which is normally very good, but not very good currently.
Yeah, and especially in all dungeons, these maps pretty much mean nothing. You're kind of
actually
just gonna beat as you can.
You know, I gotta say though, maps can be pretty useful if you think about it, because depending on what dungeons or pendants or crystals, you can determine whether or not you're gonna have to like go through GT looking for like a big key or a small key for another dungeon.
Ari bought a magic upgrade and instantly used it, even though he was already A, on Tempered Sword, B, at about half, and C, he was somewhat next to the bonk tree for magic. Well, I guess it doesn't emit, so that bonk tree is kind of annoying. So I guess that makes sense if you really want magic, but...
Dude, he was thirsty. He needed a cool drink. Can't blame him for that.
He didn't even refill it with another. This is an interesting choice there.
I just want to make sure he had full fire rod shots for the Land Molus fight, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Listen,
fair.
you don't question a top 10
cycle
runner,
too.
all right?
Oh, I think he's got a good plan here. It'll save him about 5-10 seconds, I'm sure. Although he fluted for about 5-10 seconds, so you never bring... It doesn't seem good to me, honestly. I'm sure he's got good reasoning. Maybe he'll save that magic for later anyways. Although you'll get refilled on the Lammola, so I'm lost with it.
Well, it's okay. Mikan messed up the fight and whiffed 2 of his fire rod shots, and there is our first castle tower key, which will allow us to get the second item with a sequence break. Don't anticipate... Well, the thing is, Mikan hasn't been to the pyramid yet, so if he wanted to, he could go check pyramid, ledge, mirror, and then check the 2 items in castle tower.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. It was standard, so all of escape is clear, and we don't have to ever think about that again, fortunately.
Oh, is he doing that thing I said? Or is this going to be the swamp play? This is going to be interesting.
I hope it's a swamp play. I think it's going to be a fruitful idea. A hook shot maybe a long ways. And I'm feeling Mitts and Swamp, honestly.
You know, it's not really too bad of a play, especially when you know that left side swamp is dead.
Yeah, this is also probably a Bombos check. This is not at all what I was talking.
This is
we're going another direction.
We're going to the cave. The 45th cave in the video game.
See, he even used to spin anyways. Harry, I don't understand.
Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, man?
I need answers.
Was that like just kind of like a weird flex or something?
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know his life.
Maybe he just hates Lammolas with a sword of any kind, which is fair. Lammolas with a sword can be annoying.
Dude, you gotta go for the Ice Rod Landmola's fight. That's the good one.
That is a pretty good one. I'm actually a big fan of the Ice Rod for... Argus was pretty slick with that. I can't remember what I used it for recently as well, but it was kind of useful.
Ooh, Ice Rod and Argus, you get the 4 hits. Like, knock them against the wall. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Makes you actually feel like Link from Link to the Past. It makes you feel like Zelda. That's pretty great. Well, it looks like Ari's doing literally the exact same thing Mikan did. So, a lot of following in each other's footsteps, which is kind of cool. I mean, it allows us to kind of keep things close, keep things interesting, and then we'll see these little breakaway moments, see which plays work out for each of them.
Yeah, in all dungeons, key sanity, not often extremely linear, but when it is, you still see some divergences pretty much early in the game because you've got a lot of options, and then later in the game when you get like mitts and then everything opens up and you're like, oh boy, which of these treasure troves do I open first? And everyone goes a different direction, but we're not at that point, and they've generally been going the same way, so... Oh boy.
Candy is dandy. Oh man, that's still funny. I don't know why, but whenever I see these hints, I just always think of Christos Owen. Probably because one of them is something about sweet
terrible food.
Yeah.
There's 2 terrible food options from Christos. He just eats poorly, really.
I just blame him for every single joke hint in the game, which I advise you all to do the same. Because it's funny.
Yeah. Help
right,
Christos educate his taste buds. There it is.
On. Nice call, dude. Alright, well, that is huge for Mikan, and assumedly for Eri. As soon as he makes the exact same play, we have some new developments. Eri going right in here might actually just be checking the hint and leaving. Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
Maybe he's checking it and then pulling.
Nope.
No. No, this is no good.
Okay, here's that divergence we were talking about.
Turn back. Turn back now. He might be
is-
getting this medallion, and hopefully he doesn't
Okay.
forget that ice needs mitts like I initially did.
He's probably going to Pod Eastern at this point. Who knows? He could find the hook shot in there, and he'd be able to do Swamp in one go. It's not over yet, but
Okay.
this is a nice advantage for Mikan he's going to have now.
Yeah, it's a good find for sure. Maybe he'll even find like a second castle tower key in here and just knock out Aghanim in one swoop.
See, like, when you don't have left side, it's such a quick check.
Yeah, that's
It really is, especially and when you don't have the big key either.
That was a real fast one because of that hint for the left side and the lack of hook shot.
Yeah, I think
Mikan's just a moment behind him now, and also having already checked Hobo, you don't have to swim all the way over there.
The question now is, does Mikan, where does he go next? Because he could just go do all of ice right now.
Yeah, that's looking pretty good, and is where he's going, so
Yeah.
that's a good call there.
The Bombos find also makes that even easier.
Yeah, this is also going to add up very quickly, as you can see Eri running all the way around to this annoying portal that takes forever to go to. This actually, yeah, this is going to be that. He already checked that. And Mikan's also going to get a hint for this little bonus piece.
Piece of heart
it's not a
is
good one.
chickens. That's great. Is this a graveyard ledge check for Eri at this point?
This is pretty much the only thing he can check. I don't think there's anything else in this area that he left behind.
No, I don't think so either.
And I guess he could also knock out the King's Tomb because he didn't have mitts before.
Oh, he can. Yeah, he can mirror in there to check it. All right, what do we got in Ice Palace? First chest, we got a big key to Tower of Hera.
That's a good one.
That's a good find.
I always love finding that big key because it's a place you always want to clear because it's kind of quick. In addition to the fact that you get some items out of it. So it's a really nice key in general.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my favorite big key if I were to label one.
Didn't know you could. I've heard of picking big keys that you hate. I've never heard of picking big keys that you absolutely love and would marry. That's weird, Futon.
Actually, I changed my mind. I want Thieves Town big key to be my favorite.
These towns, that's a good one.
Yeah, I forgot how valuable that one is. Oh boy. Did you know
Unique
Burn is in
item.
plain sight?
Ah, do you know Ether's in plain sight? Do you know Bombos is in plain sight?
So which one was it? There's so many.
The one thing that I find interesting is if you find two hints that are exactly the same, let's say there's a unique item in plain sight, could they each be referring to a different item?
I think they can. I don't see why they couldn't.
Ooh.
Also find the same hint twice. It could have been in that one, and that one have been the same one. We don't know.
That is a
that maybe it was a
big
Samaria.
find for Eri.
Mikan, it was a Samaria hint. Go to the graveyard.
Why are you not going there right now? Mirror out. What are you doing? That's huge. That's really good for Eri, and that's kind of one of the nice things about, missing mitts is that you tend to check non-mitts locations, obviously, because you run out of stuff to do.
Yeah.
And Mikan having mitts will have all these extra spots to go check, so he might end up putting off that location for a while now. But at the same time, those mitts kind of lead him to King's Tomb. He might think, oh, let's do Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb. Knock that out. So
This is also the bad end of it, though. We're going to pod with 3 keys.
yeah.
Probably could have skipped this. And this is a really annoying maze to run through. I don't know. Have we seen anyone turn in the green pendant? I'm
No,
gonna
we
guess
haven't.
by his routing that he's turning it in right now. If you mirror deep into that maze, you get right at the front, which is a really
Hey, look.
sweet hello.
That's your favorite key. And a heart piece from Sahasrara. Yeah, Ari hasn't been here at all, so this is his first time checking these. I think be like a pod key in here, or was there just junk? Bingo.
It was a pod. Okay, so he's gonna be okay in pod. We're fine. Happy days. Assuming we have counted correctly, which I do assume, because pretty sure our Great Tracker Raspberry Floof is on the.
Well, this is gonna be really interesting down the line. I'm curious to see. I mean, Mikan's gonna leave this with a cleared dungeon, cleared conscious, knowing that Cold Stare is dead, and we'll have some options left. A little early on that fire rod shot before his vulnerability frames became available.
Yeah, that
so
fortunately for him won't be a big deal. He has Bombos, so Cold Stare is not going to be an issue on Magic.
Oh, because
he's thinking about his route.
He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, I think he was thinking about bomb jumping across and heading over to the ice tea room that he has not done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now he has to go down and walk all the way up and around and then walk back. We did see Quake in the first chest of Palace of Darkness, so that is all 3 medallions accounted for, so don't even have to worry about checking Meyer or T-Rock for their medallion requirement, because we got them all.
That's perfect. And yeah, Mikan's decision there was probably you don't want to do 2 bomb jumps because you'd have to return with a bomb jump, and then if you fail it, you're back into square one, unhappy. Except for it's the left side chest that you can't even return to.
Dude, I used to be terrified. Oh wait, hold on. We got a big key too, T-Rock. Man, we're finding all of them big keys now, and some bombs. I used to be terrified of those bomb jumps, both to and from, and just it was actually a nice tower pair of small key as well, and some bombs. It was actually my opponent in the group stage and in top 32 Macanex that sent me a clip of some easy setups to doing that, and now I'm basically an expert. So it's pretty nice.
I've learned the one to go to the. Ooh, that's a good find. I like that.
Wow.
Right after you do all the dark stuff, but
I love it. That's always how it goes. It's either right after you do all the dark stuff, or you mirror go check Eastern and it's first chest of Eastern or something dumb.
Fortunately for him, the dark room that you want to have the lamp on is coming up, so it's gonna be.
We got a compass.
The
we got package. A Cold Stare. All right, Mikan does not have enough magic to do all the fire rod shots. Of course, he does have Bombos. He's got Temper Sword. We've got a bow in pod.
Oh my god, this pod is fully cleared now.
Jeez, that is huge.
That is amazing, because unfortunately, I don't. Did he have to use a small key in the middle, or was he? Yeah, he had to use one there. So he's a small key short of full clearing pod, but if he skipped off on the big key, vanilla big key location, then he can full clear the dungeon still.
Fire rod can be found on a stump. Thanks. We already know. So yeah, this is very interesting now. It's all come down to what Mikan does next. With those mitts in hand, he's got stuff he can do, but clearly you got to do stuff that aren't mitts locked right now. So let's see where he goes to next.
Might be a blacksmith or a sick kid first, but this could be the blacksmith stuff. I like to delay the blacksmith because the purple chest hint comes up a lot, but I don't know if you can afford making such a decision in a race because you're on the clock. Can't just wait for a hint to appear.
Right. We also did see on the bow section over in Palace of Darkness our third T-Rock key, and potentially the last one that we need. You can now finish all of T-Rock, of course, once he gets the required items. Would have to leave the lava chest, the vanilla big key chest behind, which is a very common play to make in this game. So, all right, well, Mikan going into Thieves Town. We are going to get to see the rest of this dungeon, as well as, who knows, maybe that helpful hint will say Samaria is above the pose.
Yeah, that's the one we're open for.
But now remember, we did get that unique item in Palace of Darkness, but was that referring to the bow? Or was it referring to the lamp? Or to Quake? Who knows?
Yeah, there's a lot of different options on that. And the interesting thing here, too, is we were talking about those mitts early and how extreme that could be, and then we saw Eri get a good item out of not having them, and we thought that would be the end of it, but he got another good item after it. So it's just really coming off Eri for not finding those mitts right now.
See, I was giggling at Eri's juggling of those turtles because they were desynced. One was up, one was down, so they kept on swapping back and forth. That was a little hilarious. All right, and he does have, well, he has tempered, so if he wants to go for like hammer pokes, he can also just drop him with a single silver arrow. Go to the next room. Thanks, game. Sweet hint. Dang it, Chris. Just see him saying that too.
Yeah, you really could. And no need to switch to silvers. He got a really good pattern with the fireball. Well, not so much different, a good pattern, so much as good timing with the fireball. Helma had moved towards him just after he spit it, so the top one went.
So yeah, this is one of those seeds where you kind of had to just gamble on pod. Everyone's favorite.
Yeah, not a ton of options, or not a ton of things that came out ahead of it for him, but the big deal right now, I think, is going to be the Samaria King, because Mikan has a lot of different options to where he can go with the mitts and the flute in hand, so he could end up going to T-Rock, and he could end up going to Meyer to check those places out if he doesn't go to the graveyard soon, and that'll hurt him a lot.
If Mikan ends up finding like the Eastern Palace big key, that would actually benefit him pretty well, because Eri's going to have to come back here later, unless it's sitting in here. He's not going to be able to finish this dungeon.
Based on his pod luck, he is probably here.
Probably.
Oh, you're going to pod. I have a small key. Oh, you're in pod. Here's the bow.
Just take it. Just take it right now. Bloopy next to the maiden. All right, well, we know where a lot of things are now. We, of course, are still looking for a few more big keys. We still need another castle tower key. We still need that ice rod and hook shot. I think that's it for items, unless there's some fetch quest required items. Compass in the big chest. That's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, that's no good. And both players have that small, so they'll probably both check it when they get here, unless for some reason Eri's in go mode before he gets that.
And the interesting thing for Mikan is, or no, for Eri, is he's pretty much out of stuff to do after this, aside from going to Castle Tower.
Yeah, I think that swamp dive is looking pretty nice. Although he does have the lamp, so that might trick him into the Castle Tower check.
He does have a Castle Tower key, so he can check both items in there. And it would be great if there was a hook shot up there. Tower container is held with the fishes. That was at Catfish, because we saw Eri do that.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Nice. Nice blind fight for Mikan, taking him down real quick. What do we got? Another Bloopy. So Thieves Town, not really that great. But we do get another crystal that will be Mikan's third. So we're kind of running out of spots for these remaining pendant dungeons could be. If Eastern Palace is a pendant and that big key is in GT, that might be a bit of a problem. Of course, we're all also looking for the GT big key, and we haven't even seen the hint for that yet. And there is a required hint out there somewhere for it.
Did Mikan get that hint in that penguiny ice room with the double firebar? Nice Palace, the second hint?
No, he never got that one.
That might be the one that you need.
I mean, there's still there's the one in Aga Tower. There's still Meyer, T-Rock.
Is the one in the Aga Tower after the second door? I can't remember.
It's after the dark rooms.
Okay, so...
But yeah, after the second door.
2 keys needed.
Yeah. And there's also the dark ice rod cave one. And Eri going back into pod to check that last chest. So he's going to be leaving behind one.
Getting the good stuff.
And he's going to get his Cane of Samaria. And after checking Kingston, will more than likely head on over Misery Mire.
Yeah, this is fortunate for him. Any other route probably would have really hurt him, but this will not, because even if you don't check pod anytime soon to get the lamp, the bow, and the Quake medallion, there's a good chance that everything else is not going to lock you, because you don't need the bow or the lamp for anything here. Meyer might suck without it, but you got red mail and a lot of hearts. Quake could lock Meyer, which would suck, but otherwise the pod check isn't really going to slow him down. He'll just do that at some point and be okay. The only concern is how long it'll take him to go there without the bow.
I wonder if it'd be better for Mikan's sake if Quake was the required medallion for Meyer. Though it could end up sending him to like Dark World Death Mountain, maybe going into T-Rock. junk like that.
Yeah. With his 4th pod key, he's probably looking pretty happy with that. I think he still has the gold bee in his inventory, so he can't potion glitch that and save a key at the moment, but maybe he'll mirror here and pick one up, and
yeah, maybe
the foresight of going to... So
He's
you
going
really
for that.
want to be able to make that skip. It's not on his mind right now, I don't think.
All right, well, that is going to be it for Eri. He has done pretty much everything he can prior to Swamp, finding nothing in the 2 Castle Tower checks, which is kind of a bummer. And getting Frey rolled, missing the bird. I have to wait for him again. I hate when that happens. Oh, I stand corrected. He is going up to Deathbound because he can...
Oh no, this is the
He's
basement
got the
check?
Hera key, yeah. Dude,
Catfish?
really hates Swamp, man.
Was that a full heart? I'm pretty sure that was a full heart.
It was a full heart, yeah.
So
We got
then
that
the piece of heart is from Zora, right?
I thought it said heart.
I thought
I thought it
maybe
said
I'm
heart.
wrong. I thought I saw piece of heart. I could be wrong.
No, Zora had a sword.
Oh, right. Right. We did check that already. I'm a little off on it.
It is Bamos for Meyer, so we will be heading on in there.
Yeah, it's going to be a full cleared mire. We've got all the tools. Viddy fight's going to be easy because red mail tempered sword, so that's not a problem.
Ooh, oh,
And
oh no! I was actually
rest
kind of
in peace,
hoping
Willard's clay.
that was going to be the Eastern Palace big key for Mikan, because that would send him over there afterwards.
Yeah. Well, your go mode option is dead now.
What? I said
Has
Castle
to be.
Tower.
Yeah, and the big key is locked behind it. Which I guess you could still call that go mode, but he has to go get the key after. Does that count as go mode, Will?
What are you talking about?
You said the castle tower key would be go mode. There's a big key locked behind the second one. And there are no big keys left that they can skip.
What? Don't worry about it. We'll explain to me later. I'm a little slow this morning at 2:30. Hera basement, heart container, or was that a heart piece, or maybe a sword? I'm not sure.
It wasn't a good time.
Okay. This is gonna be a full clear of Mystery Mire. He does have the big key, plenty of keys. He's got Samara and he's got a fire source, so he can check everything and maybe get that GT big key hint if it's in here. Yeah, assuming that is a big key on Lumberjack. Oh, I see. Okay, no, I got it. I figured it out. I figured it out. So that's probably either GT big key or Eastern, because those are the last 2 big keys we're looking for. All right. I caught up. I'm there. I'm with you now.
You've made it. Unfortunately, the executive decision from chat is that you could still be right, as getting that big key is part of go.
Nah.
I kind of agree with that, honestly, because you skip everything else, you know where you're going. You are going.
You're going mode.
I think I agree that that would still be go mode. You're safe for now.
Okay, great, because that's all I really cared about was being right.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing important else.
Nothing important.
You got Eri finally going to get these mids, and it'll be in the next chest that he checks. I'm pretty sure he got the hint for left side swamp as well.
I'm pretty sure.
He was
I think
the
it was
first
in,
one to get that hint.
Yeah, I think it was in Desert Palace.
Yeah, so he'll be okay. And
let's see where he goes to next. He might go straight over to Meyer to join Mikan, or he might head over to Ice Palace. Of course, you know, both these players are aware that there is a required GT big key hint somewhere, and having neither of them found it, he might be... Oh. Well, he's going to get his pod key right now. How convenient. Thanks, Gabe.
Boy, now he doesn't have to worry about the bow, so pod's looking pretty good for Mikan.
Yeah, as long as he stays away from Dark Death Mountain, I think Mikan will be pretty good, unless, you know, there's an Eastern Palace big key up there somewhere. But I'm getting the feeling that Eastern Palace big key is either...
It's looking Ganon's towered.
GT, if it's a pendant, or it could be on that Lumberjack.
Oh yeah, Lumberjack is still being
Wait
the
for
option. Don't be it. Okay. Another,
2
and we are set on keys. That is
all 6.
Mikan can just toss keys in any door he chooses. He'll be okay.
I feel like even though every time I find a hint for a dungeon that I'm in, like that Mire-locked one, I still have to check the chest just to be like, are you sure? Is this actually what it is? Oh yeah, it is some bombs. All right, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it. All right, Ari, where are you going to next? It's still kind of hard to say who's leading at this point. Ari has done a lot of stuff, but he's done a lot of extra stuff that Mikan could potentially skip, like all those out-of-the-way single one-off locations. So it's kind of hard to say at this point. It really depends on what shows up here in Mire and how long Mikan puts off Palace of Darkness.
This is a late bridge check.
Yeah. I don't agree with this route. What you gotta do is go through the big key door, and then you just hookshot across to check the chest, fall in the hole, and then go back.
That hookshot they have.
Oh yeah, just hover, duh.
That's 2 for 2. I've heard you suggest that with a hookshot.
Dude, I just...
You really like your route. I get it.
It's a good route.
I personally, as you're going into Mire with a small key and a big key, I would personally dive straight into the big chest side first. Although you need the switchy thing. So my route sucks too. Dang it.
Yeah. I think Mire just stinks in general. Just take it out.
Yeah, well, yeah,
just put in another T-Rock or something.
Can we just remove pegs from the game? Just like all the hammer pegs, the switch pegs, they're just annoying. Or randomize
them. Guys, if you've ever been to the ALTTPR Discord, make sure to hop on over into the suggestions channel. You got any good ones? Make sure to drop some in there. Or always
make sure they're good, please.
Make sure they're good, please.
Think them through. It really makes a difference. We can tell when you just say random crap and when you go, you know, this didn't work so well because if this happens and it's not really that fun. Okay,
do a quick Control F in that channel. Make sure someone hasn't already suggested the same thing 20 times before. Or make sure you're not saying the same thing that Philion suggested a million times before.
Yeah, we're pretty close to removing Philion from having access to that channel.
Yeah, he's still that green name though. Gotta add like one of those secret names, or you know, the secret roles that ban you from right into that channel.
This has been a pretty good dark room from Mikan. Already on the other side of it. The first room went real smooth.
I was so
typical throw.
So good, I didn't even have to talk about it. Just let him play.
It's my favorite trick when you just toss the block and it lands on it. You feel all like badass. You just like, oh, I landed it.
Why? You can't swear? No swearing.
Oh, man.
Get this guy out of here. Alright. Tempered Sword. Use the cape strats to avoid taking any sort of damage. Of course, you do, regardless of tunic, still take a full heart of damage walking into that sludge.
Yeah, and it lets you pull out the sword faster and not have to worry about getting bumped up. So it's still faster to do that than it is to damage boost.
Oh man, a unique item.
Hey look, his magic refilled before the crystal, saving him frames.
Dude, what a time save. Dude, this is going to be a gold split. I can feel it. Ari, with the bow in hand, is going to have a little bit quicker, easier time on Vitreous, especially for Phase 2. Phase 1 will be about the same, but Phase 2 will be pretty quick. And, alright, moment of truth for Mikan. Where is he going to go? He's got them 6 pod keys. He's got to be thinking, oh, there's probably a lamp over Circle. Or over at East Palace or pod. But he's going to go up to Death Mountain.
This is okay. He's got 3 items to check on top of going to T-Rock and being a little unhappy with his choices.
The big issue with this play, of course, he's going away from his bow that he needs in pod and the ability to clear at least Palace of Darkness. Of course, if he ends up finding the Eastern Palace big key up here, prior to going into T-Rock, he might head on out. The problem is if he does decide to go deep into T-Rock.
Yeah, and without the big key or some knowledge about the small keys, it's kind of awkward. This is decent though. He's gonna full clear Hera as well. I guess you don't have the small key yet. Where was that? Pod?
Yeah, it was Pod.
Yeah, Pod had the Tower Hera collection minus the big key. Oh, that was weird. He hit the hole, so it deleted his spin. I guess I've never seen that. That's why when I do that spin strat, you want to walk to the right a bit to hit the beetle early, so that it'll throw you into the left beetle instead of,
The knockback.
I guess, bump you into the hole. I've never seen it do.
Yeah, I've never seen that either. The knockback from those guys are kind of insane. All right, what do we got in the top part of Tower of Hera, as well as this hint? It is a unique item. Is it Thieves' Town?
Ooh.
Thanks. That was the what? The boots? Yeah, that was the boots.
Yeah, that was the boots.
And a compass. So we also don't know if this is a pendant or a crystal. So this could very well be our second pendant. I guess it really doesn't matter. Pedestal is dead, but Mikan, I don't think Mikan checked Pedestal because he didn't have the mirror when he was over in Skullwood, so
I'm hoping this is a pendant, because you really want to help the odds of Eastern not being a pendant, so that you don't have to search for 2 years. I guess T-Rock is also kind of a scare.
Yeah, T-Rock could very well be pendant as well. I feel like,
especially because T-Rock, you could be sent on like a mystery search for that ice rod as well.
That is another crystal. Ugh.
Yeah, actually, I believe Eri found the map at least for T-Rock.
Yeah.
Maybe both of them have, so hopefully... Ooh, spook.
Got some spooky action going on Eri's side. So, a lot of time save in the second half of Meyer for Eri. Spooky action plus bow. Even better gold split.
And he's going to refill that magic meter, you know? This is just really well. Although he took more damage than Mikan, so he's going to take a little bit more time refilling that health. That's just unfortunate.
Man, that's a close one. Oh, there is still that small key there. Though at this point, what small keys are we still looking for? The last T-Rock key.
I guess, no, they have 2 Gans Tower, and that's all you need. So, yeah, just that one.
Oh, Castle Tower. Could be the last Castle Tower key.
Yeah. There's a situation where they would want a 3rd Gans Tower small key, and it's that if Swamp is a pendant and the hookshot is locked after the right side, and they have to like spend a key going right fully.
Oh, jeez.
So that might require the 3rd Gans Tower small.
I didn't even consider that. That's gross.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get the rare hookshot and hookshot cave?
That'd be pretty cool.
All right, what do we got? Super Bunny Cave, 2 checks coming up. We've got a big 20. We've got 320s. All right. Not looking too good. I feel like Mikan will be making that dive into T-Rock. That's why he didn't check the hint right away.
Yeah, we're going to get this bonk chest and then hopefully see that. Well, I say hopefully, but at the same time, I really just think you should go to pod. But at this point, you're already here. Checking that front bit isn't going to hurt too much, and you get the hint out of it, so it's not terrible. That's unfortunate.
More, buddy. I guess it's kind of useful for Mikan. The fact that he doesn't have the T-Rock big key means he can only go as far as Mimic Cave. But, you know, he might check that lava chest at this point. So who knows? Well, actually, no. If I was him, I would check Mimic Cave, go back in, Death Warp, save and continue, check lava chest, and then do a reset to get your key back. And there is the last one. All right. Well,
happy days.
So still looking for that Castle Tower small key. Gross. There's still a chance.
Both runners getting that check the hint, drop the bomb strat, which is pretty sweet.
Sweet hint game. Thank you. Okay. So, I think for Mikan's sake, he needs to just find Eastern Palace big key, and that's it. Maybe a hookshot. Nah, just Eastern Palace big key.
Yeah,
that'd be about the only thing that would send him over there.
He's probably going that way next, anyways, because he doesn't have too much to do.
That's true.
But it's really unfortunate that he has to come in here without the big key that Eri has. can't see this working out in Mikan's favor, although he has to make this choice. But just being down the T-Rock Big Key is huge here. I mean, you don't have the Ice Rod, so you're probably coming back here anyways, but if there's an item past the Big Key area that you need, it's going to be a big, especially if it's the Ice Rod. Please don't be the Ice Rod.
Yeah, if there's anything in like the second half over here.
Yeah, Ice Rod and Big Chest would be just like, it's a knockout. Goodbye, Mikan. You don't want to double dip or T-Rock as your last option when the other player single dipped it.
Well, hopefully for him, I don't know, Ice Red's like in back of Swamp or on Armos or something like that.
Oh,
something that would
unfortunate.
Or it's right
okay,
there.
that's
oh no,
that's just awkward. I mean, at
That's
least he has it, but that's just unfortunate. Yeah.
So that is going to be a full clear for when Eri heads up here. Especially if he grabs that fourth key off a floating island, he'll be able to check every dungeon.
Yeah, he's going to be 100% decked out for this T-Rock check. Unless, for some reason, he just goes into T-Rock ahead of time and misses the small and then goes, oh, I don't need this chest, and it happens to be something huge. Oh, God. I guess it makes sense to skip it, but
no, I agree with it right now.
He doesn't have any other access. So it's
Yeah, he could. I mean, here's the thing: he could, check Mimic Cave, and then he's gonna check Mimic Cave. He might go back in Death Warp, save and continue, check the middle chest, and then reset to get his key back.
That's fair. That would
and
be
then
a very smart play.
And then eventually do pod, find the other key, and think, dang it! And then Eastern Palace Big Key's gonna be there.
If he does what you said he does, he's gonna be a real set, and could be the thing that helps him. Because if Eri, for some reason, skips on the floating island, he might be behind.
So Eri about to finish up Ice Palace. He's probably going to head up to Death Mountain next. He's kind of running out of... It's pretty much Death Mountain all he's got left. Probably go ahead and finish Hera and then do the exact same thing that Mikan's doing. So it's going to be interesting. Oh, gross. Stupid mushroom. Ooh, nice.
Okay, that'll be the big key for Eastern, right?
Sorry,
that was
really
a
cold
really
stare.
good cold stare.
I love the dash poke.
Take some notes here, because that was beautiful.
Dash poke, double spin. It's too good.
Something's missing, Mikan.
Mikan, go run into some pokies. Go run into some pokies. Where you going? Okay.
I don't think the save and continue strat is in his mind right now.
He might go get lasered. Oh, he's gonna do. He hasn't done Spiral Cave. He did.
I think he's just. Strange. He could have mirrored on the other side as well.
Dude, he might be setting this. He might be setting that portal up to come back to.
Oh, that's really smart. Yeah. It won't work, but it's a really smart play.
I saw him do it. I think in one of his group stage matches.
So now you can jump down onto that portal and take the path back, which is just really good thinking in general.
All right.
Fortunately, it won't.
Forgot about these down for Ares. So he's still got all of these. Got the rest of Hera before he makes his way up to T-Rock. But
yeah, just hovered over the 5, not choosing it.
Dude, it's so interesting. I still don't know where these players are. I mean,
yeah, this really could just line back up at any point.
I mean, after all this, Mikan might just do both. He's going to do both these dungeons right now, and then probably head right back up to T-Rock and finish that out. So
a better option. I believe they've checked everything else that they have in their power to check, unless I'm missing something.
We still also haven't seen Big Bomb. I don't think we got a hint for that either, and that's available, right? Yeah, because Pod and Ice Palace are done.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Eri or Mikan could line that up right away. I think Mikan might be doing that right out of the pod check. Hopefully, that'd be a good idea.
was a pendant at T-Rock, by the way. I saw that real quick on Mikan's screen. So that puts Swamp as our last crystal, so it's not going to be a hook shot in GT, which is good. But yeah, that Eastern Palace big key on Lumberjack is looking like a good old possibility.
Yeah, so we're set on small keys now, confirming that we don't need another. Well, I guess we need the castle tower one, but we don't need the Ganon's tower one. So we're a castle tower small key away from being done with small key.
Mm-hmm. So at this rate, it could be castle tower small key somewhere stupid in GT to get the Eastern Palace big key from Lumberjack to finish the seed. It's possible.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh. Key Sandy all dungeons. Gross. Never again. Delete it. Delete from roster. No, it's a really interesting mode as a viewer. 100%. Key Sandy. As a runner though, gosh, it's super stressful.
I gotta say, I'm pretty unhappy that your castle tower key prediction is gonna come true.
Hey, it could be right here. I don't know. We haven't seen this chest.
Yeah, this was the one chest that Eri missed, and if this is something, that is huge.
Oh, it's just bombs. All right.
Bummer.
Not that I wanted Eri to come back to Pod, because Pod stinks, but...
I wanted Mikan to not look so behind, although he might not even be that behind. It's hard to tell.
It's pretty hard to tell. This is a really long dungeon to full clear, but because he has all his keys, he doesn't have to, like, tiptoe around. He doesn't even have to do any sort of like bomb jumps or anything.
Yeah.
He could just
that he mirrored there instead of just checking the right side in full.
I guess he doesn't have the boat. Yeah.
But he has the blue potion that he purchased before coming here.
Well, he does know that there is a unique item in here, though it could have just been that Quake medallion he just got. Nice throw.
Bunnies aren't used to throwing bombs. It's not.
No, it's not their style. All right, so
really out of their wheelhouse unless you're specifically Mikan.
At this point, the only places we haven't really seen are the big key lock side of T-Rock, the hookshot lock side of Swamp, and of course GT. I think we haven't seen Blacksmith yet either.
Big bomb.
Blacksmith Big Bomb. So if this is something, this is going to be like, this might seal it for Eri. If it's nothing, this actually might make the lead a little. I don't know. It's really hard to tell where the lead is at this point.
Yeah, well, just have to hope that small key doesn't get checked by Mikan, because that's kind of gross.
Oh yeah, and the rest of Hookshot Cave. That one's still there. 10 arrows. So yeah, we got to find our hookshot before we get into GT. I could, at this point, easily see it in the back of T-Rock at this point. Maybe. I don't know. Mikan seconds away from grabbing his bow and thinking, stupid pod.
What a terrible pod. Lamp, bow. Oh, man.
There wasn't also a hammer in here. $300 from the blacksmith. Thanks. No thanks.
Quake wasn't needed, but it was in here.
This is also really good pace, too, for Key Sanity all dungeons.
Yeah, they're both doing real well. They've only got 4 dungeons left, each of them. One of them fully accessible for each of them. And the other one, I guess 2 now fully accessible with the big key obtained for T-Rock on Mikan's side. So they can both clear 2 dungeons of the 4 remaining. And then they're just missing 2 items for the last 2. And I guess Castle Tower is a dungeon. I keep forgetting that.
Everyone's favorite dungeon.
Yep. I'm sure that'll be the end of the road for them, though.
This is looking like Hera to T-Rock for Eri at this point. He's kind of running out of stuff to do. Blacksmith Chain not amounting to anything, and Mikan just got these 2 chests, and then Helma. Eri went into Eastern Palace and didn't find anything, right? Or did he go in there?
I was pretty sure he went in there. Not 100% though.
Maybe that's where the last...
Oh yeah, he did go in there. I remember seeing him in there.
So, who knows? Mikan could just immediately bail and go up there. Of course, still no sign of Pyramid Fairy check quite yet, and Mikan might do that next, so I don't think he's been to the Pyramid either. So that's 3 items that he could check.
Yep.
Though he might be, you know, he might go and check Castle Tower at that point as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping we get that second Castle Tower key and find out that the big key to Gannis Tower is on the Lumberjack, so that we're not hunting for that small key anymore. So that eastern big key is hopefully the only thing we're in searching.
Well, I mean, at this point, either the Lumberjack key is eastern or it's GT.
Yeah, I guess
And
either way, you're still hunting for one thing. You're either in GT hunting for a Castle Tower key, or you're in GT hunting for Eastern Big Key is the only two options.
Ooh, that was a really nice setup for that bomb jump from Eri. I've never seen it where you're facing forward.
Yeah, it's a very scary strat that Zelda does a lot in his NMG world record, where he just kind of walks up, tosses the bomb, and then sword slashes perfectly into the right spot. It's terrifying. I would never do that.
Crazy people.
A madman, he succeeds at almost every time. It's just insane.
Real quick, Moldorm fight for Eri, and Helmets are probably doubtful going to give Mikan any trouble. This is normal mode. We have Terra Sword and Red Mail and Silvers and all these really nice things.
Oh, you got the poke.
You tried, Mikan.
I love that weird damage effect where you hit something with two different things at the same time and it'll just take one of them and not affect the other one. So
yeah, like
got replaced by the sword.
Yeah, I've done that by mistake a lot in Eastern Palace. Like I shoot an arrow at the red Igor and then slash my sword to set up for the Popos in the next room, but the sword slash hits him and just eats the damage.
I had that, I think, earlier this week, and that was the first time I'd ever seen it, and God, that was frustrating. Stupid sword beams.
Oh, he is leaving to go to Pyramid Fairy. Okay.
This is new territory and could be pretty important. Hopefully we get something nice here, because as we can see Eri entering T-Rock, he is kind of ahead. There's no question on that.
I mean, if Hookshot ends up being here, then Mikan could just finish Swamp and go into GT. T-Rock to GT.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. But it's going to be pretty close. Eri will be the first, or, you know, be back into T-Rock before Mikan, but, you know, still has to do, like, the right side and Mimic Cave. Yeah, Mikan will likely do this, check Pyramid Ledge, and then probably check the two chests in Castle Tower. So if Castle Tower key's in here, that's also good for him. That'd be, like, the perfect routing.
Pretty much anything in here that he needs still is really good. The hookshot's amazing. Any of the keys that he still needs is amazing. Like, all of them just are perfect right now. I guess the only one you're not as happy to see is the Ganon Star Big Key, but I mean, how could you say you're unhappy to see that? That's something you absolutely... It's just the least impactful at the moment for him, because all the others immediately give him access to something that he wants to be doing right now. Like, getting the Big Key to Eastern's amazing. And it is exactly that.
Wow, what a play.
So all right. That'll line him up to finish that Eastern that he just left.
Well, that means Castle Tower small key cannot be in GT because... Or no, it can. What am I talking about? It can totally be there, but GT Big Key is 100% on Lumberjack. What a great seed. So at this point, we are looking for just a Castle Tower small key and a hookshot. That is all we need to finish out this seed.
Yeah, and that'll make Ganon's Tower 100% a go mode dungeon here, so we won't be seeing anything aside from the upstairs. I guess it could be the big key for Ganon's Tower itself. But, unlike...
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
The only thing left is the Ganon's Tower big key, right? Oh, I guess, yeah, never mind. I was thinking that the Castle Tower... I'm dumb, hold on.
That's okay.
Just let me be myself.
Okay.
I was on a different train of thought here that really detracted.
Like he
just said.
Like he didn't even hear what I just said. He repeated what I said, but wrong.
Exactly. That's the strategy to.
Oh well, I'm the commentator. I did the intro. I get a lead discussion.
Exactly. I'm in charge here. Mikan is learning that he doesn't have key number 2.
All right, so hookshot on Armos, maybe Castle Tower Key on Armos, or in the big chest. Either way, this is a dungeon that both these players need to finish. And you know, if Eri ends up finding hookshot here, there's still that's not that big of a deal. I don't know. I really don't know what could possibly happen. There's a lot of things that could possibly happen. This could still be a full clear GT basement looking for something stupid, but it could only be a Castle Tower Key. Hookshot has to either be here in T-Rock or in Eastern.
Yeah, you kind of want it to be here.
All we have left. Yeah, because then you could check Hookshot Cave right afterwards.
Yeah, you want it to be here so that you can probably clear Swamp. I think, would you clear Swamp first, just on the hopes that you find the Castle Tower Key? I guess T-Rock. I think I would, because if you get it there in Swamp, which you have to finish anyways, you can then go up to T-Rock and just beat it, go into Ganon's Tower, and just, well, I guess you do Aga first, and then just beat that, and you wouldn't have to search Ganon's Tower at all, which would be nicer. But that's kind of a risk to make on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. We could get one Castle Tower Key in Eastern and one hookshot in T-Rock. And both these guys would do everything anyway.
Yeah, that would be pretty likely. And I don't think Ari's coming back to Eastern until he is ready to kill Ganon.
Someone in chat makes a very good point. Did Eri ever check Lumberjack Cave?
I can't remember.
I don't think he did.
I want to say yes, but I have absolutely no basis on that.
Because he double dipped Skull Woods. And the first time he did it, he checked, I'm pretty sure he checked Bumper Cave after going in there.
Yeah. I'm not sure what he did when he went to Bonk Rock. I think Bonk Rocks was an early check that he went straight down into the village again.
He did Bonk Rocks to, I don't know, when did he do that?
I know he did it, but I think he went straight back into the Village Outcast after doing it instead of going up to check Lumberjack, so he might not have checked that. Tracker here is telling us that he has not checked Lumberjack. So thanks.
Also,
Raspberry.
Did Eri grab that small key from Floating Island?
No.
Oh. Interesting. Well then.
As we see, we're run by that completely unopened chest. Hey, powder.
This is another fetch quest. So, Mushroom on Mimic Cave, powder in T-Rock. We just got to get a shovel here on the laser bridge, and we're all set.
I don't think Mikan fake powdered, but there's a fair reason to not make that choice when you're like barely ready to be done with the game. It's not like you're gonna run into Mushroom and then immediately find the powder and be like, oh darn, I didn't fake powder. Then you could have just grabbed the powder. So it probably won't hurt him whatsoever. Even if it is a big item there, it's not gonna have slowed him down.
Well, this is bad for Eriror. If that lava chest ends up having something, there's a good chance that Mikan will probably check on the way back, because now that he has all keys, he can. Laser bridge, what do you got? Could have a hookshot on Trinex or right there.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Castle Tower Key, where are you? Last piece of the puzzle.
I was expecting it to be the next chest.
I know, right? So, who knows? It could be in Hookshot Cave. We do see that Eastern Palace had a whole lot of nothing. We did get a pendant, so that's good.
Yeah, it's looking good for Eri right now, but whether or not he's checked Lumberjack, which we're pretty sure he hasn't, that could be what throws it off. Oop.
I've done that before.
Yep.
It's the same thing with the fire rod, like going off to the left despite you facing up. Just that weird angle.
Throwing your bomb north instead of going right. Right, Mikan?
Yeah, that's good. This might be more than likely a blacksmith check from Mikan. Interesting that he's going up doing this instead of going right back to T-Rock, but, you know, you just want to be... Especially because he has the ice rod. I don't know. Might be one of those, I know my opponent probably did this, so I should too kind of things. Really nice Trinex fight from Eri. what do we got for our prize? Is it the Castle Tower small key? It's a butter
Oh,
sword.
boy.
All right. Oh,
Where
baby.
is this small key, and how long is it going to take Eri to find both of the big keys that he has not seen?
Okay, so yeah, this is interesting. So more than likely, Aries going to go straight for Swamp Palace, and then, you know, what would actually be perfect for him is Castle Tower key in there, or I guess right here too, and then he could just do Swamp, Pyramid Fairy, Castle Tower. Or no, he'd probably just go straight to GT afterwards and do Castle Tower afterwards. We got a big 20. We got a... Wait, what?
Chat, you lied to us.
I told you guys it was a small key, and there's the Castle Tower key.
Damn it, chat.
Ah, chat was wrong. I told you it was a small key.
The whole chat exploded with a big key. It's a big key. That's a big key.
Freaking bamboozled. Well, that is, aside from that Eastern Palace big key, that is huge for Eri. If he just goes and does Pyramid Fairy right now, he'll probably do it after Swamp, but he will be our first player in Go mode. But, wow. That was, imagine spending this entire time spreading misinformation and talking about routing logics and all of those possibilities for it to just be a straight up lie.
Yeah, and now Eri is pretty much slayed Mikan in this one. I don't think there's anything that can stop him anymore. It's a full-on Go mode, isn't it? Or no, he still needs the Eastern big key. He's okay.
Yeah.
We'll be
if he doesn't do Pyramid Fairy right after this and go straight for GT, that could be a huge turnaround for Mikan. But yeah, Mikan still has to go all the way back through T-Rock. We already know now that that lava chest is nothing. And yeah, wow. What a turd of events. So yeah, Lumberjack key. The Lumberjack item was just a small key, as I said originally, the first time.
Yep, and it was... I'm looking at this tracker. It's pretty likely that it's again its Tower small key, but it could still be one of the Mire.
Mm-hmm.
I think Skullwoods has 3 as well. Actually, Ice. How many does Ice have? It might be one.
I think Ice has 3.
So it's even odds at Ice or Ganon's Tower, and then not so even odds at Mire and maybe Swamp. Or Skull. I can't remember. Open up my tracker, find out.
Well, since Eri is still looking for another big key, he's going to go ahead and full clear all this, which isn't that big of a deal. Left side Swamp is still dead, so it's just checking a couple screen transitions and checking a few more chests along the way. I mean, unless he gets like a shovel, that might lead him over to check that first. But yeah, Mikan going for the blacksmith play really set him back a little bit at this point. And really, it just kind of came down to putting off Pod and Eastern for as long as Mikan did. And it was kind of one of those things where him getting mitts a little bit earlier kind of hurt him a little bit. Yeah, that's really hard to tell.
The not going to Pod immediately really... And you wouldn't think it would be a big deal, but the T-Rock big key was really what slowed him down. Because not being able to do this in one quick swoop was somewhat slow. And after checking, Ice Palace only has 2 small keys in the wild. So 2 Ganon's Tower smalls, 1 Mire, 1 Ice, 1 Skullwood, or yeah, Skullwoods remaining. Either way, it's a useless key, but it's a good chance that it's a Ganon's Tower one.
And Mikan is checking that lava chest for us, so we are going to get $50. Oh, nice little... We got that beautiful quick kill setup for Eri over on the left side. Will he get the... just a little bit too slow on that last one. That's such a nice looking little tech you can do there to kill Argus quickly. Oh, and the mirror switch? Wow. What a gamer. Alright, that's gonna do it. That is Argus. So it's at this point, I can't imagine Eri not fairy since it's right there. It's really quick. He could go for GT, but I'm sure in his mind he's thinking, I've done literally everything else. I don't want to full clear GT looking for a big key.
Yeah.
And I might be very wrong. Oh no. Oh, yes? Oh,
Just wants a faster duck. We're gonna knock this powder and
okay,
mushroom
alright.
away, probably.
Okay, alright. It's not over yet. It's right there. It's so easy. But what do you have other options to do? It's really easy to think of other things as well.
Yeah.
And checking this is actually faster than doing Pyramid Fairy, so if it was there, it'd be quicker. Alright, is he gonna go
for
back?
Mikan right now, actually, because he's gonna finish T-Rock, get everything he needs, and go right back to to Swamp Palace, and then just go straight against tower.
Oh, guys, are we gonna see that big key on the lumberjack right now? Oh, man, here we go. Ooh.
Show us a big key. If it's a big key, I'm gonna lose my mind because I don't know what's
I'm gonna be
gonna
really confused.
I'm gonna yell at somebody, probably Vito.
Oh, nice little bomb right there at the end. Show me. Yeah, that's a small key.
The bottoms look pretty much the same, guys, but the top is quite noticeably different. I could see how they made that mistake, but I don't see how they were so certain about it.
All right, Mikan grabbing his hook shot. Gonna finish off Trinex. He'll get his castle tower key right away. And yeah, this is getting interesting. Ari's gonna run out of. Assuming he does Pyramid Fairy right after this, he's kind of just the whole. I don't want a full clear GT. Let me just go ahead and finish the rest of these little things I have left to do.
Yeah, so he should be getting that soon. And Mikan has to do Swamp Palace, but I think they're kind of lining up at the same time right now. This is pretty close.
This is gonna be close, honestly, because Ari still has to go back and finish Eastern.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do anything else in Eastern because he's.
Oh my gosh, that's it.
Uh-oh.
That is it.
Ari
is
around.
going to GT.
Has he
Wow.
done the small key from Hera? I can't remember.
He did. He was the only one that did it.
Okay. Oh yeah, that was Mikan who skipped on it and was
Yeah.
fortunate enough to find the big key.
He had the big key
After
before
that
the
point.
small key, so
Yeah.
well,
Oof. That
this
tail
just
really whacked the
completely
lid.
turned around. What a flip flop!
Yeah, this is unfortunate for Ari. 22 locations to have a big key out of the 24 remaining in the game for him, and he is going to the wrong large pool of it. That's crazy.
Here's the thing, though. Ari can't be. He can only be mad at himself.
Oh,
What
sorry.
was the mode that he picked?
This is actually not a bad play. He's gonna full clear this, land on the pyramid, and be okay. He can run right down. It's gonna waste him a lot of time, but it's okay. He can still finish this.
I mean, that's assuming he just goes straight up the gauntlet.
Well, you could still do left and right. You could just go right up the gauntlet, but it's kind of slow. You'd have to come up here again. I think he's gonna do the full thing, and maybe his execution
if he's
might.
Full clear in GT, then this is gonna be real tough for him.
Yeah, but
to keep up.
You never know. This execution could really pay off. But Mikan is on his way to finishing his last.
Yep.
Mikan, there's a cave you really should have checked.
Oh, jeez. It's okay. He'll check it on the way to GT, 100%. Unless, oh god, come on, guys, stop.
So, Mikan's is a less of a disaster because he will quickly hit that on his way. He cannot miss it, and if he does, oh no, he pulled the rock already to bonk over. He might.
Yeah, so he might think he already did it. I honestly, I don't blame him. I've done this before.
Yeah.
Hookshot and T-Rock, it's so easy to be like, all right, let's go do Swamp.
Hookshot, yeah, exactly. You're like, okay, I can finish it now. That's all dungeons. That's the rule set. Although I'm pretty sure Mikan was Mikan the one that got bamboozled by Aga being required in a previous race.
Maybe? I don't know. I don't know what you're referencing. I
thought he at one point forgot about Aga being required for an all dungeon seat against you. That might have been Ninban though. I might be.
Oh right. No, I didn't play I didn't play Mikan. I played Mac and X. I know it's easy to get them two mixed up.
Oh, I'm thinking of Ninban though. I think.
All right. Well, here you going left side. So Who knows? If Mikan passes up on Hookshot Cave, we might be both sides and gonna flip-flop once again. I can't imagine Mikan not considering the Hookshot Cave as he's passing it. But hey, guess what? It was a Castle Tower small key go. Oh, yay! Just like I said.
Sort of. For
Sort
one
of.
person.
For one of them, yeah.
You were 50% correct, which is better than my 0. So you know, you win
This
this
is
round.
true. I'll take it. Don't even need no GT Big Key Guessing Game leaderboard. We could do that.
Which we won't even get to do.
Nope.
So we're at this point where we're just kind of watching Eri do Ganon's Tower for what we know is 0 reason. It's just fun to watch him.
I forgot that GT Big Key was also in Hookshot Cave, so yeah, Mikan is not going to be missing out on that.
Yeah, there's a almost 0 chance that he skips over that. He could if he forgets though, and clears Ganon's Tower's lower sections without thinking. But it's pretty likely that Mikan's going to be okay in this one, because you get the big key for Ganon's Tower there, clear Ganon's Tower, you mirror, you clear Castle Tower, you return through the mirror, and you beat the game. So Mikan's looking pretty good either way.
Yeah.
But Eri is he's doing this. We don't need to see this.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Maybe he'll find that shovel too.
Hey, look,
Red
one more item is missing.
Ah.
He's up to a red shield as well.
Yeah,
So we're missing a mirror shield and a shovel, maybe a bug net. I don't know if we've seen that. And then
I think. Wait, were both shields? Both shields are in GT.
I think so.
Yeah, I think one was on the right side, second chest or first chest or whatever. All right, moment of truth for Mikan. Will he check Hookshot Cave? I cannot imagine him skipping it, unless he's a big dingus. But you never know. Sometimes these simplest of things can just really slip your mind. He's got Hookshot out. Ooh. There's no way. He's gonna
nice pal, small key. We're narrowing down that lumberjack key.
It's got to be Meyer. It's got to be a Meyer key.
I think it's actually a Ganon's Tower one. It's 50% of the pool right now.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, okay. I've been right so far, so.
Vanilla big key shovel. All right.
Digging.
Skipping towel room, heading straight up the gauntlet. Mikan in the screen of the Hookshot Cave. Will he go in? And that's GG right there. All right. Wow.
And he is barely behind Eri too, just how long that he spent in Ganon's.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Well, Eri still has to go and do Eastern Palace after this, but
yeah,
Mikan's thinking, oh, okay. Got them both.
Distance-wise, he's going to be going up the gauntlet while Eri's still in the gauntlet, and Eri still has to do all of Eastern after checking the pyramid. This is going to be brutal.
You kind of feel bad, because it's... I mean, you feel bad, because Eri checked so many extra stuff, like Spike Cave, Hair Basement.
That was available to him really early compared to when Mikan got it too, because that was, I think those were like his 4th and 5th dungeons completed or something like that.
I mean, Eri did
super early.
Let's see, he did it was pod, and then he did, you know, Mitts, and then did Ice. I think after Meyer. So yeah, it's unfortunate when you know. Especially at the end of the game, when you're feeling behind, you feel like you did a lot of extra stuff, and you're like, I need to skip at least one thing to save time, and that ends up being the one thing you couldn't skip. It's unfortunate. Yeah, we are heading up the gauntlet with both players. Eri probably, more likely, 100% going to check every chest along the way. Mikan, 100%, more than likely, unless he's looking for
Yeah.
full heal. Gonna be skipping every chest along the way, and then
He's
Mikan will
got-
get to... He's gonna miss his shields, though. He's got no
I know.
shields.
He's got none. And
Look.
they don't block bats, so I think he's going to be okay.
He's got 4 less hearts. It's a lot of hearts that he doesn't have.
Red mail, gold sword, silver arrows, cape, and Burna with a hook shot. Which
He
you,
doesn't
I
have the
guess you always
shovel.
have.
He doesn't have good aim, either.
There is not an item in the game that you will want for this coming up fight. Ooh, bow strats from Eri. Instead of whipping out the Cane of Samaria, he just rocked those whiz robes with a bow.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's really nice. Saves you a menu. If you got arrows to spare, and he's got plenty.
Yeah, he sure
Yeah,
does.
After this, more than likely, both players are... Well, yeah, probably going to go ahead and just do Castle Tower. Well, Mikan is, because that is... That's the other thing about Key Sandy. I feel like more often than not... Or not just Key Sandy, but wow, third shield in GT. Come on, man. That's hilarious. All dungeons, I'm curious what the percent of seeds end with you doing GT into Aga Tower and Ganon. I feel like they're pretty high up there.
Eri is missing 2 and a bit hearts, because he has some
Mhm.
heart pieces, and then some keys. And that is it from 100% fully obtained every item.
Yeah, the collection rate difference between these two. I mean, Mikan did check a lot of stuff, but getting to skip all of GT basement.
You can see the number on the screen right now. 25.
25, yeah, extra 25 checks. Ugh. So wait, he skipped what? Torch and Tile Room, probably?
I don't know if you skipped Torch. Probably.
Yeah,
I think that's it. I didn't see
I
him
don't know what
check
else
the
he
big
would've
chest,
skipped.
but I'm sure he did take it.
he did. Yeah, I saw him check it.
So then it was Torch.
All right. Could have been a triple. A little late on that one, but take a nice double there. Nice triple from that one.
Yeah, that was a
One
good
more hit's
lineup.
gonna put him down.
And you noticed he was a little bit to the left early, because the farther right one was a little bit more off, so it helped him line them up dead on to the center of Aghanim, which was easier for the... Just a slight thing that he did that really helped him out.
I gotta say, it'd probably be really frustrating to be Aghanim's brother, Agana, and being constantly accidentally referred to as Aghanim, the
It
evil
would suck.
sorcerer. Getting angry letters all the time.
It's probably why he's
Not me,
hiding in a
dude.
desert right now.
It's not me, dude. I would hide there
There's
too.
no mailbox in the desert. You can't get angry mail. It's easier.
You see those vultures? They're probably messenger vultures. That's a thing in Hyrule, right?
That's probably a thing, yeah.
I get so frustrated.
That's why they're searching for him. They spin around Link trying to get directions to him.
Asking him constant questions. It just makes me think of the seagulls in Finding Nemo. For whatever reason. Just circling around you, just saying, hey, have you seen... Where is he?
That's... Can we get
Are we going to get the triple-double? Or double-triple? No, a
he
little bit
didn't
off on
line
that
up.
one.
like Eri did? Plus, I think getting the triple slightly off-synced it a little more. So Mikan will have a castle tower to follow Eri up in to complete. However, he will not have to go do the Pyramid Ferry into Eastern.
Nope.
That area has to do. So it's going to be a very quick end for Mikan to finish this one off. And Eri has a lot more to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
let's
gotta
hope
be
Mikan
frustrated.
doesn't jump in here and forget about Castle Tower.
I've done that. Well, I've not so much that, but like doing like
Like-
overworld glitches or something. I'll just hop into the game and fight. Like, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, well,
Next roof.
you got it. So that means that the GT Big Key hint has to be Dark Ice Rock Cave, because that's, I believe, the only one we haven't seen, which is
Yeah,
really
I can't
annoying.
remember if, Eri checked the Ice Palace one or not. That Mikan had skipped. Wait,
Oh yeah,
which one of them? I don't remember. One of them skipped it. I don't know if the other one.
I feel like I'm pretty sure they both did, just because of how that dungeon routed.
Yeah.
Because you never had to go up and do like the hookshot section of Ice Palace.
Yeah, you could have bomb jumped over instead, like Mikan was thinking about doing, but it
Mhm.
really didn't make a big deal, and the way he did it was.
Man, I feel bad for Eri. It's got to be frustrating for him right now. And
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got Pyramid Fairy on his mind right now because it got Ooh, Mikan, gotta be careful
Ouch.
there. Down to a heart and a half.
Good old blue potion. He won't be needing this for Ganon, because that fight's a joke when you have what he has.
Mm.
It's funny to think that these pitfalls are more dangerous right now than Ganon.
I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if the game wasn't buggy and you could get poked while you're in your falling end and do extra damage.
His sword was extra long in reach. Just got him on the way down.
I feel like in my first ever tournament, Link to the Past randomizer tournament back in spring 2017, one of my races was early Aga required, because back in version 18, like half the seeds were Aga required for something on Pyramid. And I fell, I got knocked down the hole, and then got poked to death. And then I went and did a million other things before going to Aga. That was a unfortunate one. I still won though, so it didn't matter. My dumbs were not enough. But yeah, it's a scary thing to do, especially like here, that portion of GT where with the falling bridge before the torches room. That one's scary too. Anywhere that has an eye laser and a pitfall is terrifying.
Yeah,
we've seen those bugs where you die while falling and getting lasered into rock, and it just like hard locks your game.
Harry, no, the shovel isn't worth it. Maybe it's a full heart container. We can see him get the 18.
I mean, at this point, he's checking shovel and then doing Pyramid Fairy. I don't think he has anything left.
Yeah, there's also pretty much zero hope. Ooh, a bottle. That's our last bottle. We know them all.
We got him.
So now we just don't know where some of the keys are. That's it.
Man, it's especially because he was right there. Like, swamp to Pyramid Fairy would have been the best time to do it. But it is a slow check, so it's understandable to want to do, like, mushroom first. And then you're like, well, I could go back and flute back to swamp and head right back to the portal. But, and who knows, he might have just forgot about this. It's possible, especially because, you know, he had access to it relatively early and didn't do it. So, who knows? We'll have to ask him about it. But Mikan is heading into the Ganon fight. He does have all those things that you said that will make this fight pretty easy peasy.
Do the dash strat. Oh.
Do the dash strat. Come on.
You're hurting the viewers.
He just threw that boomerang off the screen. It's gone. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a really weird wall. You can't connect anything on it. If you shoot it with a bow, the arrows don't stick in the wall, unlike all the other walls.
That is weird. Game's weird, man.
Yeah.
All right, on to phase 3. While Eri, at 1 hour and 57 minutes, picks up his Eastern Palace big key, hits go mode, but a little bit too late for him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it'll be nice to see that collection rate. That'll be something.
What a wild... This was a wild race. It was really hard. Like, I feel like with all dungeons, it's really hard to tell who's leading. And just basically a couple decisions here and there really switch things up. Mikan trying to go for that torch glitch a little too early on that fire rod shot, missing it. Not that big of a deal. He's got plenty of magic, and Silvers, you don't even have to do torch glitch.
Did you find the silver arrows in Kakariko Village? They were really hard to find.
They required a bomb. Those are pretty expensive. All right, well, that
rare to find.
That is going to do it.
Yeah, GG to Mikan, taking his first of 3 this year.
Finishing with a time of 1:58.16. And simultaneously forgetting to... Oh, there we go. So don't look at his time on screen. That one's wrong. I'm sure he was a little surprised to see that he won this one, because I know he was talking big about how he's going to get bopped. Yeah, guys, if there's anything really to take away from this, it's just always go to the thing. And you'll win.
Yeah, do the thing, check the thing, beat the thing, you'll do fine.
Yeah. So if you're wanting to get into Link to the Past Randomizer, it's really easy to get into. Basically, anyone can get into it. You just gotta go to the place and do the thing.
Yep.
There's no other advice I can give you, really. I mean, I guess you can, like, work on execution, but
I guess you could join the Link to the Past Randomizer Discord. Go to the training room and learn a lot there, as well as watch some other streamers, such as these two, because they do play these games, not in race scenarios as well. So you could follow them as well to get some more information about Link to the Past Randomizer.
Yes, I'm sure both these players love to get direct messages on Discord asking for specific tips about specific rando seeds, about where to go to next.
I at no point said that.
I'm with Futon. That was a great suggestion, Futon. And don't forget, if you're in the Link to the Past Randomizer Discord, head into that training room to ask questions. Make sure to drop off any suggestions you have in the suggestions channel.
And just make sure to add Christos on about everything.
Don't ping him, though.
Don't pick him.
Don't do that. Ask him about them beans, though. Big fan. Yeah, that was a bit of a doozy. And with Mikan taking game 1 with Aries' choice, I do believe they already have their game 2 scheduled, which is going to be tomorrow, same time. Ganon. Defeat Ganon, standard, Uncle assured, normal, none. So basically this, except not key sanity and not all. So
it's a happier time.
It's a happier time.
If you watch this one and we're like, God damn it, keys, go there and watch not keys.
A lot less required Castle Tower keys. Yeah, I mean, I'm really curious to see what this collection rate is, because despite all that, I mean, Aries gonna.
I think it's still gonna be
for
180s, because it's really hard to get over 180. But key sanity makes me think it could be a 190 for sure.
Well, what didn't he check? He skipped Eastern Palace Big Chest.
There could be a lot of things he looked at and didn't open. He skipped West Wing of Swamp for sure.
Okay, there's 3 items now. Where are we at?
He skipped Pedestal.
Okay, that's 4. Tile Room, there's 5.
Yeah, Tile Room.
He skipped Floating Island, that's 6.
Torch.
Did he get the Spectacle Rock item? I don't remember what it was. That's 7.
Hera Basement, he might have also skipped.
No, he did that.
Not the basement, the floating island.
The Hera
he skipped
Basement
the floating island. The floating item, the standing one. I think he's at enough to get him under the 200 mark. That's for
I'm
sure.
guessing like in the 230 range. I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You check 230 locations.
Is there still a glitch where if you buy stuff from the ferry, like the bomb upgrades and arrow upgrades, it adds to your...
I saw a recent report about that.
Anyway, that'll do
going
it
for the 187.
for this race. Ari coming in second place with official time at 2:02:12. GG's to both our runners. That was a doozy. Oh wait, what are you talking about? The GTB small key was on the pedestal, remember?
Yeah, but there was another one. It was 4.
Nah.
You okay, bud?
No.
You are right, though. My math was off the whole time. There was only 3 keys remaining, and there was an even chance of all of them.
I feel like Chat's math was off the most, though.
Yeah. God damn it, Chat. You really screwed up this entire commentary.
I mean, we could basically just scrap this entire commentary session. Just upload it without our voices.
I know you're there. Do not watch this back. Or if you do, mute the stream.
Are these nerds going to come in and talk to us?
That's a good question.
Oh, I almost spilled my coffee.
Mikan didn't get an invite.
View.
Poor guy.
Do we have that power?
I don't know. Do I have that power? I don't see a power for that.
Stream won't load. Here's how to fix it. No, that's not.
I don't have an invite for that.
Nope. Thank you for commentating this race. Oh, thank you, Speed Gaming Bot. Anytime, dude.
I didn't get that, did I?
It was like the first message.
Oh. Why would he thank me in advance? I could be terrible. Nah. Just being kind, I guess. Okay, so we need to get them access to this.
Alright, who's in charge? How do we do that? Mikan's bot. Wait, that's not his Discord name. Invite to server.
Harry talking big in chat.
What'd he say?
There's gonna be a nice game 3 coming, Mikan.
Oh, I sure hope so. I can't.
The bot's gonna roll expert.
I can't send invites. I can't do it. I don't have that power.
Ooh, elements are talking big.
Yeah, there isn't. You're correct, Elm. I don't know why there's a kappa there.
He's making fun of your decision to not continue. I guess. Why are you being your own person, Willard?
What? What?
Oh, they already rolled game 3? Is it expert? It's hard retro. That sounds just gross. So game 3 is hard retro. If Eri is correct, we will eventually see that. Why did that ping me?
What?
Oh, I don't have notifications off for the server because it's a new server. My bad. My
Well,
phone
this
lit up.
this is just awkward.
How are you guys doing? We're working on it, and this was an excellent one to watch. Of course, unfortunate for Eri that it unraveled that way. Big bomb having the Eastern big key. Really, really unfortunate. Oh my God, that's such a gross game 3. Swordless hard retro.
That's not bad. That's really not bad. It
Retro
could have been so much
isn't
worse.
too bad, but
it could have honestly. It could have been so much worse. I mean, retro is kind of a I would rather play Key Sanity than retro, so it is kind of a level down from what they play.
Retro is basically normal mode. Let's be honest. You can buy keys to make it so that you don't have to do stupid grip, but you know. Mikan.
Oh wait, I have a resolution.
Is it 1920 by 1080?
I figured it out. I found a invite link in my speed gaming bot thingy.
Oh yeah,
hey!
the link that we have from the bot that told us to come in here to calm.
I looked at the wrong post. This isn't my job though, so anyway.
We made it.
Hey guys.
Oh my gosh.
Hello.
You did it.
Mikan and Eri.
Hi.
That's a good hi.
That was pretty
GG's,
fun.
Mikan.
Yo, GG, that was actually pretty alright.
It was super fancy, in my opinion.
I mean,
I mean,
best of 2 all dungeons, Key Sanity is pretty good. For
Yeah.
well, generally in that area. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting watch. You know, with most Key Sanities and all dungeons, it's really hard to tell. Well, especially Key Sanity, it's really hard to tell like who's leading. Mikan, of course, making the Swamp Palace play relatively early and getting those mitts instant, like pretty early compared to Eri doing literally everything else before going in there, which ended up working out for him as well, getting like Samaria and bow and clearing pod and Eastern. Well, pod.
Oh my gosh, you went to pod and got the bow before the myth?
Yeah.
What is going on? This is crazy.
Yeah,
I had 3 keys, and a bottle, and I had the big key. There's no reason not to go into pod.
Yeah, but we also had the swamp small key and the flippers,
And we knew that left side was nothing, so there
and
were
the
only
mirror.
3 locations.
Well, maybe I'm just the dingus.
There was, I think it was around that time, Eri, you went and bought I believe, a greed potion, and then drank it immediately, and then before going to desert.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think... Oh, I didn't have a bottle then. That actually makes sense. Whoops. See, I went into pod thinking, oh, I can always do the right side if necessary. Then I got the bow, and I got billed out, I guess. Yeah, see, I wanted to drink the green pods to gain magic for Lamo.
Okay.
And then I looked at my money and saw that I didn't have enough for pod. So I was like, okay, I cannot, in good conscience, buy another potion. And that's what happened.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
That's a good point. Buying the potion to unlock the right side of pod would have sent you to 11 rupees, and you wouldn't have been able to pay Kiki, which is a big problem when you're trying to go to...
Let's see. What else? I mean, it was pretty, like, back and forth. You guys swapping sides and doing different stuff. Eri was checking a lot of extra stuff, like Hair Basement and Spike Cave and stuff pretty early. I think the real big... What was the next big thing that we were looking for? Mikan going into T-Rock without the big key. Like, you did T-Rock before you even went to pod as well, right? Yeah, because T-Rock was in pod.
Totally didn't know I didn't have the big key. You probably realized that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I was totally ready to full clear that dungeon.
Oh, okay. All right. We were wondering. Yeah, an ice rod and chain chomps. So, lava chest only ended having $50 in it, so that wasn't a big deal.
Right. Did Floating Island have the last Turtle Rock small key?
It did.
Yes, it did.
I felt so stupid when I went in. I was like, oh no, I totally forgot about that.
That's fair.
That's why I was so happy that that's what that was, because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna full clear this dungeon right after I find the ice rod in here. I'm sure that's exactly what's gonna happen. But no, I didn't key it.
After you eventually went and did pod, and then went back to T-Rock and beat T-Rock, were you planning on doing Hookshot Cave going to GT, or?
As soon as I used the mirror to go to the light world, I remember that I probably should check Hookshot.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I'll just do it after Swamp, whatever.
We were very concerned. We were like, is he gonna run past it? Because you see it's already open. You're like, all right, I already did that. Whatever, no big deal.
I was more worried about forgetting the brewery because I ran out of bombs, and then I also forgot there was 2 bushes down there, which when I actually went back there to go check that, I slashed the bush to see if they had a bomb there, and then I started laughing like, oh, well, I could have just done this.
Yeah, it's nice doing those little free bomb spots. Eri, the big turning point obviously was you finished Swamp and mirrored and went and checked Mushroom, and then Bat Cave. Were you trying to save time from having to do Pyramid Fairy, or was that just not on your mind at the time?
Yeah, it was definitely on my mind. Like, ever since I beat Ice, I was considering it, but I wanted to link it with, I wanted to do it after Aga Tower if needed. I just wanted to optimize a bit too much, and I thought, okay, I'll just do 2 of the 3 checks and then go to GT, because then there's 26, 27 locations versus 2. And it might have been a bit greedy. I just maybe felt as if I had to make a small play, but maybe that was unnecessary because I did play pretty okay overall.
Yeah, it was. It's a frustrating situation because you checked so many extra stuff, and then you're like, I'm going to skip one thing and go to GT instead. And then, of course, that's where the one thing you need is.
Yeah.
And that dang old Eastern Pal's a big key. We were having a laugh because chat tricked us. Because when Mikan checked Lumberjack relatively early, I was like, oh, small key there. All right, we might need that. And then chat's all like, oh, it's actually a big key. So we were under the impression that it was a big key for the entire time. So we thought the Eastern Palace big key or the GT big key was there.
No,
and then all of a sudden we see both in Hookshot Cave and then at Pyramid Fair, and you're like, oh, that's not a thing.
Chat is a dingus, all of them.
Yep,
that's very true.
The bottom of the key sprite is different, right? Depending on if it's a big or small key.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I only saw the bottom of the key. I did not see the top of the key.
Don't they face different directions, or are they actually very, very different?
They face the same direction, but the big key has a little bump at the bottom, whereas the small key is a little more flat.
Yeah.
And I think skinnier as well.
I thought it was a small key, so what I saw, my mind told me it was a small key the entire time. So I'm glad.
Okay. Yeah, because we were like, well, Eri never checked Lumberjack, so this might be huge not having that information. Mikan, you never checked Pedestal, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I was going to after I finished GT.
It's a good place to look. Man. But yeah, overall, that was for Key Sandy. That was a fun seed.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? Even if it's Key Sandy is fun. All dungeons is fun.
That's debatable, but Key Sandy's pretty fun.
I do enjoy how many times I forgot I didn't have the lamp. Like when I was running downstairs in Mire, I paused for a second there. Wait a second.
It's a little dark in here.
Yeah, I figured that I still hadn't been to pod at that time, so I figured the unique item in pod was just going to be the lamp. I didn't figure the bow would be there too. So when I finally went to pod, I got near the back and I was like, oh man, I still don't have the lamp. Let's go check this one down here. Yeah,
it's interesting because like Harmless Hellway and the Vanilla Big Key Chest are 2 spots that people, if they go into pod early, generally always skip. to save keys.
I went in there with all 6. It was great.
Well, Mikan had all 6, so kind of hard to skip all that. What was in the vanilla? Oh yeah, it was bombs in the key chest, so nothing was amiss there. But yeah, you get a hint for a unique item in Pa, and then first chest is Quake, then the lamps in the vac, and then the bow. It's like, well, what was that hint for then? What was it talking to? What was it talking about? Neither of you guys found the GT Big Key hint, correct?
Yeah.
I skipped one of the ones in Ice Palace, didn't I?
That one was nothing, I think.
Okay, good. The one like in the back, in the long.
Yeah.
Next to the hookshot room.
Yeah.
I don't think not sure if it was a troll hint. It might have just been like cash behind a hammer or something.
Yeah. I didn't find the one. I didn't check the one in Aghanim's Tower either, so it was probably in southeastern.
That one
Yeah,
always just go to the next room.
Nice.
Yep.
It's a good one. Yeah, it was probably the Dark Ice Rock Cave then.
Yeah.
But
But I never found the boots hint either.
That was in Hera, I believe. It said a unique item in Thieves' Town.
Oh, it doesn't necessarily say
Right.
the boots.
just
Okay,
reference
What's
to
today I
boots.
learned?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Hints are weird. Yeah, good race, guys. A lot of fun. Really kind of came down to some last minute decisions. Could have been anyone's race, and
Oh, great.
191 versus 160. Less than 4-minute difference is pretty. No, Mikan didn't stop his timer in time, so actual like a 4-minute difference.
The GT was insane.
I am so happy that Hookshot Cave had everything. I found the big key. I was like, all right, that's good. I'm glad I came in here first. And then I found the small key, and I think I spat on my mom, like trying to, like laughing. It's like, oh man, Willard's gonna mention this in the interview, and I'm gonna have to tell him I spat on my monitor.
We've come full circle.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, good race, guys. Futon, if you have any questions for him or anything. Nope. All right.
No.
Well, GG's to both the guys, and good luck in your very, very extremely tame game 2 of basically this, but not all dungeons and not key sanity.
Man, I have to track less things. Unbelievable.
Oh man.
I'll be sure to end up with a similar collection rate.
There you go.
That would be impressive.
Hey, that would be fine with me, so we don't have to play this ass game.
That'll be the best part. See, I thought I could bore you into submission with this one, but if I actually have to beat you in submission in game 3, that's fine with me as well.
Man, why do people hate Swordless? Swordless is great. Or is it the retro part that you guys are?
It's mostly the hard part.
Hard retro sounds like dumb. I haven't actually played a retro before.
I like my boomerangs to actually do something.
See, that's why I don't like expert that much, because I like having a hookshot be useful. Not having boomerang is fine. Hookshot though is like super useful, especially in like the late stages of GT, like at the Gauntlet.
Yeah, I don't know. I find it awkward that the developers are so intent on keeping certain things as vanilla as possible, and then just changing the mechanics of the boomerang and hookshot and burn, and that just irks me. Before
you get too rustled, there are going to be changes to the difficulties coming out in the next version. So they are looking into that. So of course, guys, as I said many times, if you got any suggestions, head on over to the ALTTPR Discord. Drop your suggestions in there on how you think we should remove retro from existence.
No.
I mean, remove Futon from existence.
No.
Oh, wait. No, the first part. All right. But yeah, GG's, guys. Thank you guys for a great race. And you guys have any final words?
Thanks for the commentary and tracking. And I'll be sure to rewatch this one and lament my decision to skip one location.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Chad, I'm sorry I called you all a dingus.
No, you're not.
It's true though.
You're both right.
And thank you, Futon, for commentary, and of course, Raspberry Flu for tracking this, and of course, for all the fine folks out there at Speed Gaming, the viewers, the restreamers, Diesel himself, and all the folks behind the scenes in this tournament, putting on a good show. So thank you guys for everything. Feel free to support all of us however you see fit, and see you guys at the next event.
Bye-bye.
See.